98.
To me, that makes no sense.
I feel you.
Like if we're going stride for stride, literally man to man coverage, he should not be. He should be told. He should be like
Right. And unmute the mics. Unmute the mics. What up, everybody?
What up? What up?
Everybody doing out there? Let me get to the chat. Salutations. That's Domo. What's that Domo? What's the dude that used to be with our Friday? Let me tweet this out. The guy that used to be with Domo Genesis. Is that him? Our Friday guy. Future.
Yeah. Well, I'm like, whoa, what is shit?
I said
I
your
thought-
shit,
I was
bro.
like, I was like,
Hey, the brand's
I was
strong,
like-
bro. The brand is strong, bro.
I was like, Damo pulled up. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if Damo pulled up, we out here.
Yeah. Our future.
What about Damo?
Yeah. He's still around. People still listen to him.
I don't know, man. Them boys had a little bit of a drop off.
Vince disclaimed our future. He said he was never part of it.
Now he always said that though.
Yeah.
Really?
He was always an affiliate.
I thought he was like,
No, he was an affiliate. It was like him. Frank Ocean technically wasn't really future.
Really?
Yeah, he was an
the
affiliate.
Yeah, he was an affiliate too.
I thought that's what them niggas was famous for.
But it was
They was riding the wave like everybody else.
Yeah. It
Our
was
future was just
Damo, Tyler,
Earl.
There's another nigga.
Left Brain.
Yep.
Um,
There's a couple more.
Haji Beats.
Yep. Haji.
I mean, you could consider the entourage Taco.
Jasper.
Yep.
Year was this like 05?
Nah, hell nah, nigga. This is
2010.
like
It's like
this is
when
like
we
the
started.
2010s. This is like the early
Yeah.
10s.
Yeah, when we started. doing
Wait,
hip-hop.
you wasn't on that way?
No.
Really?
He stopped listening to new rap after 05. After the Jeezy T.I. era, that was it.
No way.
He thought hip hop couldn't get no better.
No,
The South was on the rise and everything.
That's
This
true.
nigga gave up after
My
that.
last new wave probably was like 2 Chainz revitalized after 10
Dude,
Boys.
that's old.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
man.
people, that's the most underrated rebrand.
It's
of
the
hip-hop.
it's the greatest
probably the
rebrand.
best
I don't know.
one.
No, there's another one that we're
Nah.
forgetting about. As
It
far
don't
as
matter.
the hip hop rebrand.
It ain't Titty Boy the 2 Chainz.
Especially that first, like that riding around getting it
Mm-hmm.
to that
all
Boats,
the way
that
yeah,
first album,
from,
that Boats album.
I would say from was it based on a true story?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That
No,
first,
the
Boats.
true religion mistake.
Even the one I was gonna go back one to the mixtape, riding around and getting it and all that.
from all the way up to I would say Boats 2.
Yeah.
That was the greatest 2 Chainz era.
Boats 2 still had that Fizz watch.
Yeah, it's his peak. Boats 2 is his peak.
I think that the song that did it though was Duffel Bag Boy.
Facts.
That's
with
the
Wayne.
song that.
But you don't get that. You would not listen to that record if Wayne wasn't on. That's why I don't give that to.
No, of course,
That's one of the greatest hooks.
It is.
It's the most simplest hooks,
but
because it's Wayne.
Wayne
like,
killed that.
But
shit.
it's just like J Rock. J Rock's first big song had Wayne on.
yeah,
You know, so
it was the Wayne
a
effect.
similar-
But I don't.
Okay.
To me, his biggest record was the what was the
It's riding around again.
yeah.
That's what
Ride
that's
Around,
what
yeah.
took it to.
Spend it.
That's what
Spend
got
it, that's
2
him.
Chainz.
Like
Yeah, that's what got
him.
2 Chainz. Like niggas, oh nigga, 2 Chainz.
I feel
Plus,
like
he had a strong mixtape,
Just
run
like-
with that Codeine Cowboy. When he
yeah,
had,
Cody
like,
and
the True
Cowboys. What I was talking
Religions.
about. Yeah, that era. That
He
era.
had the True
2 Chainz was
Religions,
crazy.
the polo boots, and shit like that. Like there was
Just like with
Atlanta
Future,
classics.
to me, Future, everybody got put on to him because Tony Montana, because of the Drake thing.
Mhm.
But to me, it goes back to the itching. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where it's like when this is a hit
It's
record
for the
here.
paper.
but we know that stimulus packages in hip hop.
Yeah, it
exist.
happens.
Facts.
And Wayne was a stimulus package. Drake is a stimulus package. Who the fuck is
That
the
was the-
Migos without
Who,
Drake?
who was a bigger stimulus package, Wayne or Drake?
Damn near about even.
Wayne.
Wayne's run was.
It's
Nah,
Drake.
I'll say
I-
Wayne.
well,
because,
it might
I
be
say Wayne
Drake.
because
Drake's is bigger.
I'll say
bro,
Wayne
it's like
because
Drake,
his
though.
stimulus package helped Drake.
Only time Drake
True,
is missed, I feel like, was on that 100 with Game, and that was still a platinum album, but it
Nah,
wasn't a hit.
he ain't missed.
That wasn't a hit though.
Wow.
Like that wasn't like you got Game and Drake.
Yeah,
and
it
that
didn't go.
hook,
It didn't go.
You thinking that's gonna go, but
it didn't go super crazy, but it went. It was on radio.
That's fair.
All right, well, you missed out, Spike.
I
You
did.
missed out.
I did
You
miss
missed
out.
out. But there's a lot of people that missed out this weekend. This week, bro. This past
Sure
week.
it was, buddy.
So that's
week one in
That's
the
why
books.
I brought the liquor for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Shit.
Books. Nick needed a drink after week one.
Yeah.
That boy got two teams.
That's
They
why,
scored 3
I'm
points.
that's why I wore a shirt today. I
Got
had
2 teams scored 3 points. Boy, like,
God,
know that
don't
Nick
say it
Mac
like that. Why are you saying it like that?
you do got 2 teams.
Why are you saying it
I
like
scored 3
He
points.
got 3 teams because he was saucing them too.
All right, man. I see
I
y'all
say
ready.
Sauce
I see
won.
y'all.
And Ritter got the dub, like I said he was.
Sauce
Ritter
won
had
big
100
loss.
yards
All right,
passing.
hold on. We're gonna get to it.
All right,
We're
you
gonna
got
get
it.
to it.
But I'm drinking to celebrate the NFL season.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. All right. And that's not the Spike special.
Nah, that ain't the
No,
same.
no.
That ain't the odd
I already-
Friday mix.
I already,
That ain't the odd Friday mix at all. We had to go light today.
I already cleared that
That
up.
nigga-
So we
that
good.
nigga had a cauldron of.
It's the middle of the
Man,
week.
that,
We can't
don't
do
drink.
that little clip, man. I watched that like 1,000 times. That's my favorite. That's how I look
It's
at
the
his
middle.
face.
My nigga was pilled.
Oh,
That is
he
a
was
fact,
through.
man.
All right.
That is a fact.
This is the place where sports opinions collide. Dead End Sports. I'm your host, Kenneth B. Inch. Joining me on the show, we have Nick,
What's going on?
Shelton,
What's happening?
Spike,
What up, though?
and FIFO.
What it do?
So yeah, man, week 1 is officially in the books after a rather dramatic win last night with the Jets taking out the Bills in OT off of a punt return, which apparently an announcer said shouldn't count. But they took care of him.
Yeah, they ain't throw
Everybody
the
took
flag.
care of him, bro.
What was
Yeah,
they
they
saying?
ain't throw the flag. He
The
said it shouldn't
clipping?
count,
Like
or
a
should have an
leg
athlete.
kick.
Yeah,
He said
yeah,
dude
like
do his
that.
leg back.
Some hate
that was
that
a
shit,
block,
bro.
bro.
Chance
That
was
was
right. Good block.
But yeah, so we had that. We had a lot of sloppy football, which typically
did.
comes with week 1.
Yep.
So yeah, a lot happened. So we Coco won this past weekend.
Shout out to Coco.
Shout out to Coco.
Dion 2-0. So
Absolutely.
yeah, man. We know what you guys are here for. So we're gonna go ahead and get to the shits right now.
First quarter hotline news. As I mentioned, we drinking for the NFL season, but before we get to that, let's talk about college football a little bit.
All right.
There was a big game. Obviously, the big game was probably the Buffalo game, but we'll get to that a little bit second. I want to talk about this Texas-Bama game, which was low-key. No one really, it wasn't promoted. I feel like it wasn't promoted as well as it should have been.
It's not that it wasn't promoted. It's just that there's the biggest star in college football right now
it's Dion.
and whatever he touches is what's going to be.
That's why I was like,
Everything
bro,
else is second page.
if he wasn't there, like Texas, Alabama, number 11 going against number 3, like
This early in the season.
this early in the season in Tuscaloosa,
And the game was a 1-point game last year.
close ass game last year. It wasn't 1-point game this year. Lou, I'll start with you then. Is Nick Saban / the Alabama era done in football, college football?
As we know it, yes, that's over with. Georgia is here now. Georgia going to continue to be dominant as far as having this region on lock. They got the coach. That Alabama that we used to going undefeated, being in the championship game every year. They may still make the playoffs like every other year or whatnot, but the era that we know of straight dominance and expecting them to win every week, that's over with. That's done.
You agree, Sheldon?
Yeah, especially losing at home like that. I think that Nick Saban doesn't have the grasp on the players that he had at one
Well, they can
point.
go get paid now. We ain't got to
Yeah,
listen to this shit
right.
in Alabama. We can go make
Right.
money.
Mm-hmm. But what's crazy is I still would go there if I was a player though, because Nick Saban put them boys in the league. Think about these guys that we have in the league. From
Depends
now.
on the position. I was gonna say they want to go to the league, most of them for money. I don't think you got a lot of them that just love football. Where I got to go play for Saban in this generation.
But his guys.
So if
are
I can go
making
get rich at Texas Tech, then I can go do 3 years there, make a couple million, and I'm done.
Yeah. But at the same time, the Georgia guys are too. You see the Georgia guys getting drafted, and he's coaching NFL football at this point.
True.
So you can't argue with that. You can't argue with the success that Georgia's been having. So
That's a new era.
Vivo, did you watch the game or did you see any highlights?
I saw the highlights of it.
What you think of the Texas quarterback?
Quinn Ewers.
Yeah.
I definitely think he's a top 5 quarterback in this upcoming draft. But that dude Caleb, he's the real guy. They've been big on Drake May. I don't see it.
Is that the dude out of
That's
North
Vanny's guy.
North Carolina.
And you saw what happened to Drake May this weekend.
He won the
Drake May
game.
still
Shelton.
gonna be solid though. Drake May gonna be solid.
Man, y'all better get out of here with
Yeah,
that.
I
I'm telling
don't
you,
know about
man.
that.
Drake May
gonna be
is
solid.
Will Levis
He's just a
all over
sophomore.
again.
He's just a
I
sophomore.
get all that.
Not red shirt or anything. He was sophomore.
No.
League.
I get on
Appalachian State almost took his heart.
But it didn't, Shelton.
It's North Carolina too. Like, let's not act like they some top tier program and can't lose to Appalachian State.
You can if you're supposed to be the man. It's the same thing they said about these
got a lot
other
of talent
guys.
behind him. I mean, I still think Drake May right behind Caleb Williams.
No, you true.
I take Drake May right behind Caleb.
No, sir.
I take Shador.
I'll take.
Oh,
Drake.
I'll take Quinn
Oh,
Ewers
no.
over.
Quinn Ewers is
Drake May.
good though.
Quinn Ewers was dropping
Before
like
Caleb,
buckets. Like he was like dropping the basket.
big, Quinn Ewers was the QB of this class.
And he knows his seat hot because he got Arch right behind him.
Well, he know he better ball and get the fuck
He got
out of there.
he got
Next year, buddy.
But the
Arch
thing
is
is, look
there.
at Texas football. Texas football set up for the next 5 years to have
They back.
quality quarterback play. Based on how
things
things
last that long.
Who Arch? Yeah,
Arch
he
gonna
gonna
get
do
up out of there.
Arch is a
Three.
true freshman right now. ain't
He
Yeah,
gonna have
that's
3
what I'm
years.
saying.
he?
He
So
gonna
yeah,
have-
he
he
got
gonna
3
play-
years. So like you ain't about to be out of here by what, this year, next year?
This year.
Well, actually this year, if this is best chance to get a high draft pick,
and then
if he
Arch
balls
gonna
out
play
in
for the
Texas, and then
next
Arch
3
is gonna
years.
start next year.
Yeah, Sarkisian, he gonna do all right.
Long way from that drunk
Yeah.
runway in
Yeah.
USC.
And to upset them at on the road like that, I didn't think they could beat Alabama at home. Even with
What's the
Milroe,
quarterback? Y'all don't like the quarterback?
I like Milroe. I do.
They
You
say
do?
he ain't ready yet.
He's not, but I like him.
Why
I just
Alabama
like him
can't never
because
get a
he's
good
real
quarterback?
athletic and he's a big guy. That's a big dude.
They just never develop them.
They never
Like
get
they
good
get
quarterbacks,
guys
bro.
that are, because Jalen Hurts was good, but was he great or phenomenal in college?
No.
No.
You- Mac Jones.
Tua was nice, but Tua has limitation. Mac Jones, you know what I'm
Bryce was good.
Yeah, everybody you name
Yeah,
is
they
successful
say
in the
like
league.
Jalen Hurts was like a Heisman
they were
candidate.
successful in college
Yeah.
and the league.
Jalen
Yeah,
Hurts
but-
was a Heisman candidate at Oklahoma, not at Alabama.
Still
got
Jalen
benched.
Hurts. He
He
got
got benched
He
at
got benched for
Alabama.
Tua, who won a title.
And he won a title.
Still.
Yeah, but these guys, would you say have ever been top 5 outside of Jalen Hurts
What do you mean top 5? What?
Bryce.
in the NFL?
Bryce.
Tua's
Oh,
top.
in the NFL, you said.
Tua-
Tua's
NFL.
top 5 right now.
Yeah, well, he just got there.
Tua's
But I
Tua was
thought you
top
meant in
5
college.
before he got hurt,
Yeah,
and he's top
Tua-
5 right now.
yeah.
You just don't want to. You just don't want to
Tua's
say
top 5 right now.
right now.
After
Yes,
week
he's a
one?
top 5 quarterback.
After week 1, I'd say
The nigga threw for we gonna get to
He
that.
said that last week, but we gotta give
He
him
did say that last week because I think I was on the island on that one night.
No. You said
Overreaction
Brock
Monday.
Purdy was better than Tua. I was
I
like,
did.
you're
Did you not watch the game?
Brock was balling.
Did you not watch the game?
Brock
I
was
watched both
balling.
games.
Okay, and that's why I said Tua has limitations. There's still plays where people have to slow down for that ball. Not saying that he's not. He's a great.
He dropped a couple balls.
I think there'll be a lot of people with those guys though. People, them boys.
they move quick. Like how many? Unless you Patty or
Yeah,
Josh Allen,
right?
Nah, they're
Or
Chargers guy.
Aaron Rodgers.
We gonna
Those
get to
guys
that nigga too.
Yeah.
Don't bring up the Chargers
Burrow.
guy. You ain't gonna get to that nigga yet. But let's talk about before we move on to the NFL because we were already thirsty to talk about it. Let's talk about the Deion effect of college football. I
Wow.
think
I was up at 12 watching the game. I know that.
you was up at 12. I was like, that's
Picking up.
Hey, kid, he said that like that was
I'm
6
saying like,
a.m.
not like it was early. I'm
Wowzers.
saying like it seems like most of Black America was tuning in to Colorado, like they've adopted
Still?
that team.
Yeah, nah, real
Yeah.
talk.
Hey,
Kid,
look,
I got a neighbor who I just found out is my neighbor, black woman. She talking about some I'm rooting for
Colorado.
Deion. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, look, let me tell you something. If you look at the numbers, they pulled 9.5 million viewers, which is almost double what the Texas Alabama game was.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Over Texas, Alabama?
especially for noon.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? A noon
That's why I
kickoff.
said noon.
But
I get it,
college
I get
football
it.
is different because I'm not surprised about noon press because
but big games
most-
usually are
no,
not at noon.
Ohio State games sometimes
That's the only one.
they'll be
Ohio
at noon.
State,
Michigan games will be at noon.
Ohio State, Michigan is the biggest game at noon. Everything else 4:25.
Yeah, 7 o'clock because
Yeah,
like
like ABC
they
prime
do game
time
day at these
Or if you got a
places.
Notre Dame game,
Yeah,
maybe,
but I'm just
maybe,
saying, like
yeah.
people like when you're in college, like the tailgate start at 6 a.m., 7 a.m. These
Mhm.
motherfuckers going all day. You know what I'm saying? Especially if these niggas win. So,
But the crazy part to all of that to me is that was like a HBCU homecoming
100.
when you
Wu
had.
Tang was there.
I mean, you had Cam. Everybody was.
Nah.
Who wasn't there?
Yep.
That,
Shannon
you
Sharp and
got-
Stephen A. pulled up
yeah.
in the PJ.
Yeah, you gotta basesically go down the list of the people that didn't make it.
Mm-hmm.
So
what you
Drake
got
is crazy.
to
Drake
gotta
will be
say,
there next
kid?
Don't do that shit, Shelton.
Ah,
That white ass school, you're gonna call it HBCU homecoming?
they
bro.
changed it. Right?
Come on,
There goes
bro.
the neighborhood. That's
Come on, man. Don't be doing that shit,
It's
bro.
gone.
They couldn't do this shit when they were at Jackson State, but they,
They
can
did
take
do
their
it.
ass all
They
the way.
did do
Nah,
it.
what-
They
the
did
Wu-Tang,
do it.
the Wu-Tang go to Mississippi, bro.
All that, look,
he was
Ken,
supposed to make HBCUs this cool. That I will
They
agree.
going to
He did
fucking
do that, though.
Colorado.
He made him a little cooler.
The only thing I
He
give
made
him
him a little cooler, but it ain't doing what Colorado.
But I'll say this
It's
about
not on the same
Colorado:
level.
you can smoke there, so it's easy to bring these niggas over there to be like, all right, we got
There you go,
we got certain
yeah.
lifestyle. You know what I'm
There you
saying?
go.
The one thing I will say to Ken's point, that's the disappointment that I have every time I watch. Like, obviously, naturally, I want to root for Deion because he's a black man doing some shit that's breaking the barrier. But at the same time, it's like you were supposed to do that. At least give me 2 more years at Jackson State.
Why?
I was asking for 4 years, FIFO.
Why?
I ain't
I
know
get
he
it
was
both
going.
ways. I get
Like,
it both ways. I
I'm not hating on his success. I want him to continue winning. It's just that disappointment always creeps in because it's like niggas wasn't pulling up to Jackson State like that. Niggas wasn't ready to make this like the thing where we support our own, do our own shit with high end talent. The 2 niggas that's balling right now, they're Heisman candidates, came from the HBCU. You know what I'm saying? So it's like how much like I want that to continuously promote it. I know he had an interview with 60 Minutes. And I seen he had a Jackson State hat fitted on, I think maybe. But I wanted that to be the continuous part of the conversation is that this is HBCU talent. This ain't just some niggas that, you know, we went to their house and they picked them up.
But that's the thing. Like I be seeing that on social media, like Twitter. Yeah, look at these HBCU guys doing it at the big leagues and shit like that. And it's just like, okay, but we know that they can play. We always knew that they could play. So you guys are proud that they left a black college to go to a white college to show that what everybody always knew.
Well,
Come on, man.
But it's not that they already knew, Ken. The reason why there was even a question mark is because we understand that there is a difference in talent level from an HBCU school and 1AA. Like there is.
Why we got to go to the
difference.
masses place in order to show that we
Because
that
You gotta lead the Negro Leagues.
That's just how it is. People come to the NBA. Why? Because it has the highest talent.
Yeah, it was just about competing on the big stage.
That's
as far
all
as
it
I'm
was.
concerned. It, you know, and I hate it, Ken. I feel you.
With the masses too.
I feel you because I came from HBCU and I'm
Did
proud
you?
of mine.
Proud of you rep it, but
I'm
I don't
proud
know.
of it.
You don't turn.
No, I'm proud of it, but I feel like he's taking over their game and proving that I can win at your level my way.
He has doubled the wins that they had so far last
Already.
season already. I'm
This-
just saying, Ken, those the facts.
They are not going to let this shit continue.
The thing that the thing
keep getting believing
the
this
conversation I want to have, the last question I asked before we move on to the NFL. You brought up Caleb Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Sheldon, you know who's the last game they played this month?
USC.
USC.
Mm-hmm.
They got to get through Oregon first.
Yeah.
But they got USC at home in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
FIFA, I want to talk to you first. Between Sanders and Caleb Williams, who would you bet to win the Heisman?
At this present
point in time right now,
I would say neither.
You say what?
I would say neither, because my guy Travis Hunter is the guy right now, in my opinion.
You got him over the quarterbacks.
Because here's the thing: like this man's doing it on both sides of the ball. Like on both sides, and not just like the last defensive player to ever do it or the only one to ever do it, Charles Woodson. He played a couple of snaps on offense. Oh, we need a big play, throw him in there. No, Travis Hunter is a wide receiver, and he's wide receiver number 1.
Yeah.
And he's cornerback number 1.
And when they needed a play, they went to him.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, there's nobody doing more right now than he is. Now, that's not to take away from Caleb Williams, because Caleb Williams has had already some crazy throws, some crazy plays. We know that he's going to be the number 1 player taken in this upcoming draft. Sanders, Shedeur is also balling his ass off. 5'11" in the first game, 393 in this game. No interceptions. Ran one in this one. Like, he's balling. Like, to me, those are the top 3. But put me Travis Hunter at the top.
My question is, can he keep it up? And I was going to bring that up if y'all didn't.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's incredible what he's doing.
They can scale it down, though. All he got to do is make plays now.
Yeah.
Like, I think these first 2 games showing that he's able to do it and it being more than a niche thing. They can scale it down from 100 and some plays to maybe 60, 75 plays, and he make big plays, maybe return some punch. His name's still.
I don't know I just don't know how. I know he's young and he's obviously a premier athlete, but like that's a lot of wear and tear on your body, bro.
It is. They had an article about it.
Like he literally has to take like 2 days off to recover.
Yeah. My thing is this. Right. I hear what you're saying. It's nice in theory, but when I watch these two games, they're dependent on his.
They did need him.
Yeah,
on both sides.
I get that.
He was the
dependent.
best player on their
Yes,
team.
I get that, and to your point, I think that does kind of give him the edge in the Heisman. I just don't know how long they'll keep that up for the full season.
I agree.
You know,
But you asked
Especially
me
when
as
it
of
gets-
right now, though.
especially when it gets
You
cold.
asked me today.
Colorado get cold. We're gonna get towards
feel
the
you.
the tooth end of that.
But
You're like,
you
all right.
asked me as of today, right,
right,
now,
you're right.
Travis Hunter.
And
Give me-
I agree with that, but I don't know if the voters will see it that way because
That's
what
cool.
they favor.
You know.
They favor quarterback.
Yeah, of
Williams. Williams gonna win more games. They're gonna have more exposure.
More exposure.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do
It's still the beginning
what
of
do
the
you mean?
season. It's still the
No,
beginning.
no, but-
like when they get to the middle of their schedule, I ain't looked
Bro.
at Colorado schedule, but when they start playing like BYU and shit,
They
like
got a
that,
couple
like,
ranked teams after that.
Yeah,
I
people
think
not really trying
this
to see
this
that
is the
all
most
day.
exciting month to watch Colorado.
Yeah, they're not going nowhere.
Yeah, like
Okay.
They're not going nowhere.
they'll
developed-
top out
they've
at 6 or
developed-
7 wins,
Nah,
and that's
bro.
the reason that Caleb is going.
Nah,
Like, they
look.
won't win it that way.
First of all, what we're witnessing right now is LeVar Ball on steroids.
Yeah,
On steroids.
that's a really good comparison.
Acceptable LeVar. See, because LeVar went too
But he
far.
backing it up.
Exactly.
LeVar couldn't.
The one
No,
y'all
no,
got LeVar too.
Because LeVar couldn't back it up himself.
I was gonna say,
And
there
then
wasn't
his
a lot that he
boys
hands off
was
on.
nice,
They
but
ain't
they
had that
wasn't
dog
as
in them like he thought
advertised.
they did. Yeah.
They wasn't as advertised. He's almost undersold Shador. And Shador is now blooming in front of everybody's eyes. So what we're witnessing is a legit winner at all levels, bringing up his kids, and he's putting them in your face. And you cannot do anything but
Ooh,
watch and support it.
This schedule is mean. So they do think they after they face USC, they still have to go to UCLA, which is 24th right now. They got a home game against Oregon State, who's 16 right now. Their last two games against ranked teams currently right now. So and they're both on the road.
And you said that Caleb was gonna get more
Exposure.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Nah, I think
They
so.
they face Washington State second to last game, who's turning 23rd right now, and then they got to face Utah at the end of the season, who's 12th.
All them
Man, there's a
schools
lot of
got
ranked teams,
black
you're right.
quarterbacks.
Hmm?
Just I think about all them schools got black.
You
Oh,
said
yeah.
got a black quarterback.
Yeah.
Did y'all see Deion today? His son's birthday. It
Mm-mm.
made me think about what you said. One of his son's birthday was today. This man put out a ranking of his children. He said, "I want you to." It wasn't Shador though. He had Shador third, even with everything going on. He had the dude who birthday today.
Shallow.
He said, "I don't even think it was Shallow. He was
The
like
junior?
fifth.
Yeah, Shallow.
He was like fifth. Like he
hard
got
on
5
Shallow.
kids. Shallow was like close to the bottom.
He hard
Shador
on
was
Shallow.
third. But the kid whose birthday was there, he was letting him know he my favorite son, and he dropped a kid's ranking, and it had Shador third. I just thought that was interesting. But it's funny, like you say, it reminds me of LeVar.
Give
Y'all
me.
supporting this shit.
Let's go prime time,
I'm
baby.
rooting for Sanders to throw a monkey wrench and everything and make Arizona have to pick and choose. We're gonna go
Why you
with
gotta
one of
say
y'all.
monkey, bro?
I like him. I like Shador
See?
attitude though.
That's how they do you.
That
niggas.
was,
see it
that
that
was-
game.
That's
that
how
was
they
literally
do.
that was literally the first that was literally the first time I said
Oh.
monkey on the program in a while.
Did y'all see Shador pregame? Like they was
When he was talking shit,
they was standing on the Buffalo, and he went to go
Yeah.
get him off of it, then put his watch in their face.
I would do the same shit, bro.
I ain't mad at it.
Yeah.
I like
My
it.
daddy Dion.
Back it up.
Bro. Yeah,
Back it
my
up.
daddy Dion.
I like
Oh
it.
man, it's
Two
just
throwing
always
touchdowns
something,
and a
man.
rushing almost 400 yards passing. He backed it up.
This shit ain't doing shit for y'all. This shit doing shit for Dion and his goddamn kids. Shit could have been done for all y'all if he would have stayed his ass at HBCU and
It wouldn't have
empowered
been this
all
big.
them motherfuckers.
Wouldn't have been
It
this
just
big.
time. It takes
It wouldn't
time
have been this
for
big.
change.
You know
people.
why? Because Ken,
Everybody want
argument,
everything so
the
immediate.
argument still would have been: Are they
when-
as good as advertised? Because what is the level of competition?
when the
that they're
company
playing?
when you know what? Let's
Yeah,
not
we gotta
improve
move
it.
on.
Let's
Hold
move
on,
on to
hold
the
on,
next
before
topic.
we
ahead,
move
go
on.
ahead.
Let's move on to the next topic.
Did y'all hear what Whitlock has said about Deion Sanders?
Bro, I don't know why you
Oh,
promoting
man.
that on it.
That shit is crazy.
What'd he say?
Just tell him to go check it out.
Yeah, just check it out. Just check it out. I'll play it for you after the fact.
That's crazy.
All right, we're moving on to second quarter news / NFL overreaction. Ba, 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 ba. Hey, we drinking for football, Lou. The best time of the year is here. You know what I'm saying?
It was a holiday
It's only
Sunday.
it's only football, opening weekend and sundress season. Those are neck
They
and
right
neck.
there. They
You know
right
what I'm
there
saying?
together.
Right there on the work. You already know.
I got my own question. Can I ask my question for you?
You ain't asking shit yet. I don't even want to get to your question. This ain't you ain't when you host, you can ask all
I
you
got
want.
you.
All right, we gonna get to all the shits. Trust me. But first and foremost, we gotta talk about
Them Cowboys.
hell. No. we gotta talk about this. May have been the most interesting opening weekend in the NFL that I've seen in a long time.
Mhm.
And it starts with the unfortunate news, definitely for Manny. The New York Jets, they won their.
Why
opening...
you laughing, Spike?
I said it.
You being disrespectful,
man.
You are Spike, Mr. Disrespect.
Yeah.
Swear to God,
They win their opening night matchup against the Bills, so they had to upset, I guess.
Barely.
However, they lost Aaron Rodgers for the rest of the season to an Achilles injury. Lou, I'll start with you.
Sure.
Should the Jets tank for a high draft pick, or should they stick it out with Zach Wilson?
They definitely should not stick it out with Zach Wilson. He couldn't even throw a forward pass last night. I would if I were the Jets, similar to when Teddy Bridgewater went down when they thought they had a good team and when they got Sam Darnold that year. Do y'all remember that? If I were the Jets, I'd do that. I'd try to trade some picks or some players because they got a very talented roster and they need a really viable, like, I don't know who's out there, whether it be Gardner Minshew or
Jameis Winston.
Who?
Jameis Winston.
Hey, Colin Kaepernick
threw me all the way off.
Don't reached out.
I saw people saying that Colin Kaepernick stuff too, but no, if I'm the Jets, man, I have to invest in the quarterback position. I can't let Zach Wilson take this team to 7 wins again. Like, so I'm whatever the best backup quarterback or free agent quarterback. If I got to trade for Matthew Stafford, whatever it may be, they need to do it.
But here's the thing.
Oh, that's over with.
Well, all of the options available to them is going to be 6-7 wins anyway, because what this team is lacking is elite level quarterback play, or at least
better. Like
but,
Zach. This what's the dude name? Zach. He's not even average. If I can go get Taylor Heineke or someone who's at least average,
Taylor Heineke,
Gardner Minshew,
he ain't average either.
Gardner Minshew not average,
barely.
No.
He better than Zach Wilson.
Gardner Minshew's average for 3 to 4 games, and
we seen Gardner Minshew when he had to replace Jalen Hurts, bro. And he couldn't even get with all that squad around him.
Look, if we're talking average, we're talking like Derek Carr. And we're not like they're not going to get Derek Carr. You know what I'm saying? Like, not going to get Jimmy G.
Darnold out there.
They're not going to get Sam Darnold. We saw what the hell happened to the 49ers last season. They're going to keep every damn quarterback not named Trey Lance.
The only one I can see is like
they can have Trey Lance.
I'll say if Cooper Rush, if they try to throw a second round pick for Cooper Rush.
Nah. Look, at the end of the day,
if I'm Dallas,
look,
the Cowboys would do that.
The Jets are going to have an abysmal season, because everything was built up on the arrival of Aaron Rodgers. We also knew that O-line was porous. We've been watching Hard Knocks. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, but that O-line is not good.
They went and got his offensive coordinator. They went and got his receivers. They didn't get an offensive line because they depended on the fact that he was going to be there getting rid of the ball quickly.
Yep.
Everything is catered towards Aaron Rodgers.
Exactly.
Team. So it's going to be rough. But I just couldn't leave that to Zach Wilson, bro. Like,
you don't have another option.
I told you that last week, though. That's the same thing I said. I said that he's not going to make it through the season, but I had no idea.
Yeah,
no idea it was going to be the full plays.
But I knew it was going to be.
But I knew they were going to get to him.
The play calling was an issue early because it was like Breece Hall was balling that game. And you, after a 20-yard run or whatever the fuck, you throw the ball 3 times, and he was about to get sacked 3 times
in a row.
3 times
we
in a row.
Said that 2 weeks ago.
That last
right
sack is what got him injured. I'm like, bro, why are they not running the ball?
We sit here and said that 2 weeks ago up here that they offensive line was terrible. And that wasn't like Aaron Rodgers was not going to make it through the season. We said that.
Yeah, that was it.
I didn't think it was going to be 4 plays, but
once again,
I didn't think it was going to tear his Achilles, but I'm just saying, like,
40.
And I saw. Did you see it?
Right. Oh, you seen that shit pop?
Did you see it?
Yeah, nigga, you old.
He's old for football.
And if people were thinking that he was going to do like what Tom Brady is different. He built different from all. Like Aaron Rodgers is really good, but he's not Tom Brady. Tom Brady did this shit till he was 43 years old. He went and won a Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers can't even stay up for 4 plays.
Tom Brady had a better offensive line when he went to the Bucs.
I don't have anything to do with that.
I
do know at 40 plus, Tom Brady went and did what
and
he
when
was
he's
supposed
protected,
to do.
he's a Hall of Famer. But when
Aaron
he got
Rodgers,
to shake, the line, he
been
ain't
more
shit.
adamant about getting them some protection. Because I know
he
Tom Brady went and made a case for the Bucs. When he seen how bad the Bucs line was, he's like, nah, I'm not doing this. Y'all bringing somebody down here to protect me. They did it, and he won a Super Bowl. So the only reason I say he's not Tom Brady, people thought since they seen Tom Brady do it at 42, 43 years old, that Aaron Rodgers was going to be able to do that. That is abnormal.
Why you hate Aaron Rodgers, bro?
He's sorry. No, I'm just.
You see how much space he got? He talking like he did it wrong or some shit. I'm like, bro,
I don't fuck with Aaron Rodgers.
Look. At the end of the day, there's another part of this story, right?
We're gonna get to that other part for real.
I'm transitioning because it is what it is with Aaron Rodgers. But I said at the beginning of the season when we picked our division winners, I picked the Dolphins, and I said explicitly, I believe that the Bills are going to implode. And
That's the part of the story.
We saw part of that last night.
I had no idea what he was doing.
Yo, do you know from 2020 till now
Most
in
turnovers.
19 games, this man, including that game right there, has 39 turnovers, whether they're interceptions or fumbles lost.
In total, he has more turnovers than Dak. That's the key thing that people like. Just
God,
go
dog.
by.
Taking 5 years, he got 59.
Mm-hmm.
Like Dak had a lot of turnovers, but like Josh Allen had more turnovers in total with
And
fumbles
fumbles,
and
That's
interceptions
crazy, right? there.
last year. They didn't mention that last year. But yeah, nah. But the throw to me, it was like there was only one interception. Was like that guy made a play. The rest were like,
Punch.
what the fuck is you
They were
doing?
like punch, bro.
And then the hits he was taking.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you taking those hits? He's
Yeah.
trying to hurdle over 3 niggas.
He looked like the Josh Allen looked when he first got in the league. We like,
Yep.
can dude play football?
Bro,
Was it just
Brian,
like,
we don't know how much Brian Daboll, like we're seeing how much Brian Daboll was like.
We saw last year.
but we didn't. But this year,
No,
this opening game is different.
No, 100%.
Because last year he balled.
No,
in the
but
opening
there
game.
was regression last year. There was regression.
But in the
last
first
year.
game he balled. He beat the champs
I feel you.
handsomely.
I feel you. It was definitely different, right? Dayball just left. So, but at the end of the day, we got to look at last season in totality. In its totality, he took a big step backwards, and we're seeing a bigger step right now, game 1. And that's why I said this team is going to implode because he's not going to play at a high level. Can he make the big, spectacular play? Of course, you're big as hell with a big-ass arm. You could run. You could try to hurdle motherfucker. Like, you are Ben Roethlisberger 2.0. Okay, great. The inefficiencies is what's going to kill him. Stephon Diggs ain't going to be quiet for much longer. That shit is going to blow the hell up.
Stephon was already giving him like the counsel, like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm with you, bro. Let's hold hands. Like this nigga was
I
on the
saw it.
sideline. I'm
I
like,
saw it,
oh,
yeah.
it's a wrap.
it's
You
a wrap.
over here
before
pissed-
the season started, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Like they had to do
It's a
an
wrap.
intervention
But how does
in
this-
the
but
first
how
day
does
of
it-
training camp.
How does this happen, Luke? How do you regress like this? How are you not held accountable for the turnovers based off of just one head coach? What we're assuming is one head coach. What's Sean McDermott doing? He was the one that was supposed to be the lead charge of this whole turnaround.
Yeah, no, we understand all that, but we know that the offensive coordinator is an integral part to a quarterback's maturation if it's not the head coach, right? Like we see with Patty is the head coach, but sometimes it is the OC. We saw what happened with Matt Ryan. He was, above average, but then with a really good offensive coordinator, he went to MVP. We see how the OC can inspire, create, be on the same page with a quarterback, and then they flourish. The things that we're seeing with Josh Allen right now that he cut out under under Daboll was the bad decision making. Right? Let me just throw it, see what happens. That was cut out. Sliding, just the smart, efficient plays that quarterbacks make. The throwaway. Live to fight another down.
Yeah.
We got 2 more downs, bro.
Brian-
It's cool.
Brian Daboll does a really good job at making the game way more simpler for the quarterback than
100.
it usually is. We've seen it last year with Danny Dimes. We've seen how he was able to do those runs, those bootlegs, and the Giants were able to be effective. They asked Josh Allen after the game last night. They said, well, what was the problem? Was it something that they were doing? He's like, no, I was just forcing the ball. He thinks that he got to show up and be Superman every week without Brian Daboll. And like you spoke to McDermott or whoever the new offensive coordinator is, no one is showing him, hey, man, the game needs to be easier for you versus you making it hard.
What did go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and part of that too was the running game. They went away from that. They abandoned it. I thought James Cook was running pretty good, and I'm like,
They GM need to be crucified for having dude back there running the ball. Old ass. What's his name? Who was the old ass man they had back there running the ball?
Singletary.
Nah, they had another running back. It's an old dude, like number 25 or something. Is it Singletary?
No, Singletary with the Houston, Texas thing.
Who is
Was
the
it-
Bills running back? The Bills
Harris?
running back like old as hell.
Harris,
I can't think of his name.
because
What did you?
Cook was
I
the main running back.
wanted you to talk about. What did you say in the chat
What's that?
about that game as it was going on? You was like, they got. You said they were in a nail biter with Zach.
Yeah,
Wilson.
you got one of the premier top quarterbacks in the league going like down for down and play for play with Zach fucking Wilson, and Zach Wilson didn't even throw a pass. But some kind of way or another, you guys got it in the game and they were able to win it with a punt return. It's bad coaching, like what you said.
Yeah.
He's not comfortable in the offense, like you said. And I could see where Diggs would be frustrated.
Mhm.
Like Diggs thinking he go to Buffalo thinking that this dude is good. Now he been here 2 years, 3 years. He's like, man, dude, sorry as hell.
And you know what else too? And this is not to throw him no bail, but shout out to Quentin Williams. Boy, Quentin Williams may be the best defensive lineman in the game right now.
Top 3.
Now that
Yeah.
Chris Jones ain't playing, he is.
Chris Jones got signed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chris
I'm
Jones
just saying,
got
like,
signed.
like he ain't
But-
playing.
Him, Aaron Donald, Quentin Williams, sandwich him up.
Quentin Williams disrupted
Aaron
the whole
Donald still on
game.
that list?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't
We'll
know
see
if
this
he's still on that
season.
list.
He took a
He's still
vacation
on that
last
list.
season. He took a
He's
vacation
still on
last
that
season.
list.
They was-
I saw Gino scream pretty much. You saw? Did you see that play when they had Gino Mike?
Oh, shit.
I didn't even know where Aaron Donald came from on that play. Was he a
Bruh.
linebacker or something?
Aaron
He
Donald.
was right. He was lined up right.
Bro, Aaron, you shoot that motherfucker.
Yeah, that's true. That's a
Ain't no
monster.
fighting that motherfucker. You shooting him.
But yeah, Quentin Williams disrupted him all night, and I think he was trying to see where he was at all times because
He was
and it
monster.
just threw his whole game off. But when you're an elite quarterback, you got to be prepared to deal with stuff like that and be able to play through it. And he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. The lights were too bright.
We'll see
He's
how
not
the rest.
comfortable in their offense, man.
We'll see how the rest of the season goes.
And he said that too. He
It's
said,
crazy.
What did he say? He said same shit.
Same shit, new
New
day.
season.
That's what he said. He said,
he basically
I'm
was
doing
like
the
same
same
plays, same stuff.
stuff. Right. I don't want to hear my quarterback saying that week 1.
Yeah, no.
Like, bro, what? We just went through training camp, preseason games,
Right.
and like, what?
we got to give grace because the top 3 quarterbacks lost this week in the AFC. So we gonna get to every single one of them games. And up next, we're talking about the number 1 quarterback, not only in the NFL but in the AFC, of course.
Not his fault.
And that's Kansas City. Kansas City lost their home opener. Something that hasn't happened to Patty since he's a big full-time
Pick
starter.
that game too.
You did.
Lost to the Lions of all
Lions.
people. And FIFA, I'll start with you. Does this loss say a lot about the Chiefs or are the Lions for real?
Ooh, both. I think the Lions are definitely a playoff team. Here's the thing in that game. When you play quarterback, you don't get paid extra to go catch the ball too because you can't throw it to yourself. That's the only thing Pat Mahomes didn't do that game. That man made every throw, every read. He looked like Pat Mahomes that we know, but his wide receivers let him down. I understand that there were a couple of them that, were a little difficult to catch, but this is the NFL. You get paid millions of dollars to go catch a football. That, what was it, 4th and long, 3rd and long with Sky Moore? You got to make that catch. You out there on the field, you got to make that catch. It was a catchable ball. Was it perfect?
When they
No,
threw
you're
across his
short.
body.
Yeah, that was a stupid play call though. They should have went for it there, but go ahead.
But hey, it should hit you in your hands. Kadarius Toney,
That's Nick's guy. First off, that's Nick's guy. Make sure you give Nick credit because Nick is the one that
You
kept
might well go and let him
Kadarius.
go.
God,
It ain't gonna
Tony.
get no better. You might well go and let him go, bro.
Yes, sir. He got to go.
Let's
gonna get him out
let's
the locker
pump the
room.
brakes. Ken, what Kyle always say? It's just week 1, baby.
Nah.
This is the residue
We
of
gonna get him
preseason.
up out of here.
Can I give context to Tony before you move on
Go
to your
ahead.
point? Context to Tony missed all the training camp with an injury. You know what I'm saying? We know how much training
He missed
camp
the
is.
game too.
he missed all of that. I'm not excusing him. I'm just saying we saw him ball in the Super Bowl. He was a big part of them winning that Super Bowl. Let's keep it a full bean. We
Look.
saw the best and worst of him.
But you know what though, Nick? Look, a couple of drops, a couple of bobbles, I get it.
Yes.
Everybody was bad week 1, right? Like we saw Lamar Jackson have some fumbles, and everybody was bad week 1. So I'm gonna extend some grace. But you can't come across that the way he did, the ball right up on you, and it just pick six.
Bruh.
That cannot. I don't give a damn
man,
what you miss.
You a wide receiver. You got one
Thank
job.
you.
That's to catch the ball.
It wasn't like a running back. It's not like that was Isaiah Pacheco. If it's a running back, I can more so understand it. And obviously depends on the running back because that was Bijan. Hey, we need to talk about the Falcons too. But a running back making that type of play, I'm still mad, but I'm not as mad. A wide receiver that you're supposed to be wide receiver 1 on this team.
So
that can't
Them
happen.
was D lineman hands.
So it sounds like y'all saying this is more on the Chiefs than the Lions. It seems like everybody
I
expected
think
so.
the
Yes,
Lions
I would say so.
to be
Chiefs
competitive.
lost.
I say
The
so.
Lions
So-
played their best game and won by what, 3?
by a point.
By 1 point.
21 to
One.
20.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs should have won that game.
Yeah.
My thing is this:
With no
it
Kelsey or
goes
Chris
off
Jones.
the point that I brought up, that I was arguing with you, FIFO, and I was arguing with the chat, the Madden League chat too. I was like, why the hell is Patty only got one weapon in this whole roster, and that's a
You said
38-year-old man who, out of all like in the worst time has an injury that he never has. He's never been hurt, basically. And I was like, we gonna see all these motherfuckers. I was arguing with FIFO. FIFO said he MJ, or other niggas in the chat said he MJ. He could do whatever the fuck. You could throw a butcher, baker, and candlestick maker on the field. He'll get him the ball. And then we seen these niggas.
We saw him get him the ball.
Scott, he brought
We
up
saw him
Sky
get him
Moore.
the
I
ball.
remember him bringing up Sky Moore. Like, he got Sky Moore. He got this nigga. I'm like, nah, nigga. This is an indictment on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
They have to improve the roster by this upcoming offseason / draft. Because right now, when Travis Kelce retires either next year or the year after that, it's going to be sooner than later. All I'm saying, we're going to look at this roster, and this could be obviously one of the worst rosters offensively, maybe overall in general in football.
But this is
as
what
a contender.
But this is what we know about that whole organization. They will flip a roster in one offseason, whether that be with a whole bunch of draft picks or signing free agents.
Why haven't they done it now? Why don't they want to keep the success going on?
For whatever other financial constraints that they've had.
They don't have any. They're not paying nobody.
They're paying
Chris
Patty.
Jones is knocking on the door talking about, nigga, what's up? I got us
Patty.
2 titles. I got us more titles than Aaron Donald. I got us more titles than Quentin Williams.
They're paying Patty.
I got way more titles than Nick
They
Bosa.
have been paying Chris Jones. They have been paying.
Patty took a discount.
I understand that, but he's still paying a fucking top flight
if
quarterback.
everybody taking a discount, who you paying?
But you
Don't come to me about money
but
if you ain't.
But you acting like Patty Mahomes took like a $80 million discount.
The discount he took is we can move this money around however we can. Make sure you sign the niggas that's supposed to be
He's still a
signed.
top 10 play quarterback.
How many players have they lost in the last 2 seasons, FIFO, that were key players? At least about 4 or 5, you would say.
Ooh.
Orlando Brown, offensive lineman. Tyreek Hill, wide receiver weapon. Tyrann Mathieu, DB. They lost Frank Clark, D line.
Don't put Frank
Clark won in the Super Bowl last year. He was part of that Super
Put
Bowl.
him in that same
He was a
category.
big part of their Super Bowl runs.
He's not in that same category as these guys that you mentioned.
I'm saying those 4 players, okay, nevertheless, you're not paying none of them. All you got is rookies. Why the hell are we arguing about $9 to $10 million with Chris Jones when he's literally won you or got you to the Super Bowl?
I feel you, but they also moved off a guy like McCole Hardman. McCole Hardman had a prime opportunity last year to be the guy. He wasn't the guy. Move off of him. They went and made a move for Kadarius Toney, brought him in, and we see how that's paying off right now. So Nick, it's not that they haven't had. They even got who is it? Alan Lazard? No, not Alan. Who's the other former Green Bay wide receiver?
Valdez Scantling.
MVS. You know what I'm saying?
He makes $8.5 million.
Who?
Valdez Scantling.
So Nick, it's not like they haven't gotten other guys. They're not marquee guys like Tyreek was, or at the same obviously level as Kelce, but they got some guys. They just haven't panned out.
I agree with Nick though. I'm looking at their payment schedule here. Ain't nobody making no money.
Ain't nobody making money, and that's
Chris
the thing.
Jones
That's the thing that we always talked about with. That's the same shit that I brought up in the last episode too with Brady.
So then
Brady
why-
was taking
but why
discounts, and
did-
he was looking around the roster like,
but why
"Who the
did-
fuck am I taking
But why
discounts
didn't
for?"
D-Hop want to come then?
Why didn't they pay D-Hop? D-Hop was going to wait to take a discount. Why didn't they bring him in?
OBJ. There's a whole bunch of guys. I don't know.
We gonna see. I'm not saying that they're not gonna make the playoffs. All I'm saying is that's why I said this upcoming offseason, if they not making moves, then they're not serious about helping Patty win.
Yeah,
Everybody getting better but them.
Yeah, they need to get some weaponry out there. Some young weapons. I agree.
Drafted.
They need weapons, period. I don't care if it's young or old at this point, because right now the window's open. You want talent to put talent around your best player because you don't have a 1 or 2 wide receiver right now.
And a division terrible.
Do you think, and I know this is way out there, I don't even know why the hell I'm gonna ask this. But Antonio Brown, you think they should reach out to AB?
Nah,
We're gonna move
AB
on,
stop.
right? Yeah, you know what
Come
I'm
on,
talking
man.
about.
AB done,
We moving on next to the team that you picked to win the AFC East. They went on the road to Los Angeles to face the Chargers. Damn near had the game of the week if it wasn't for this Monday Night Football game.
That was a game.
That was the
game
game
of
of
the
the
You
week.
think that was the game of the week?
Yeah,
that was better
still
than
was.
Easily.
Yeah.
the best.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Over
It was back
over
and
last
forth.
over
Yeah,
last
yeah,
night.
that was-
Easily.
That was too
Zach
bad.
Wilson
teams.
didn't throw the ball.
Yeah,
Like this was back. And
Yeah, that was
forth.
too bad. That was a bad close game.
yeah, that was exactly. This was a really good close
Wow.
game.
Okay.
And also offensive play design. Mike McDaniel.
Oh, he doing his thing.
I was trying to tell y'all.
Speaking of that, so I'll start with you, Shelton. Did this win silence the Tua doubters and reinforce that Miami chose the right QB in the 2020 draft?
We gotta keep the same energy. This is week 1. They did the same thing last week. That's
Man,
you
shut
said
up.
it. You
cocked
put
his
it
head
on
back
you.
and everything.
You put the same thing to Ken,
I'm
right?
I'm about to pour. Right?
Didn't you say that about Tony? What's the difference? It's week 1. You can't. Didn't they start this way last year? It was the same start to last year. What's
Tua
crazy?
got hurt though. Tua got hurt.
Not in week 1.
It's week 1.
He got hurt.
In week 1, he didn't get hurt. He didn't. He didn't
He
keep
lose
that.
with
He didn't
2
keep it up
games all
though.
season last year.
He didn't keep that up.
He lose with 2 games. He was 8-1 before he got hurt.
It was. And you said before he got hurt. We talking about where did they end up in the end of the year?
I still think
At
it was,
home.
it was still an impressive performance.
Oh, I
Their
never
defense
say.
showed
I
up.
never.
Their defense showed up at the end. Tyreek Hill looked
Did
damn
they?
near unguardable.
I never.
The Dolphins defense did show up.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, bro,
At the end.
it's 36-34.
They stopped him at the end when they needed to.
when they needed to stop.
Tyreek Hill looked unguardable.
He was.
Like he looked like the best weapon in the
Who
NFL.
did not have him in the top 5? Because
Crazy.
it's some of
It's
y'all on
insane.
this
Somebody
stage.
did that.
It's
He was
some
number
of
2
y'all
on
on
my
this
list.
Yeah, he was
stage.
2 on my
He
list
was number
too.
2 on my
People,
list.
you know what I say? I'm gonna pull the show. You know what I say with new information. Hey, Kim, some things gotta change. We'll see. Hey,
Wait a minute, we'll
Hey,
see.
What did Shelton
You
just
saw
say?
last season.
It's week 1.
We
Yeah,
gotta see
Now
that.
Tyreek Hill been doing that.
Yeah.
My
He
thing
did that all
Tyreek
last
Hill.
season, and you was trying to knock him
Yep.
from not scoring touchdowns.
He scored tutties. He won them the game, right?
I just want to say.
That's- hey,
I just want to say. I want to go on
Sheldon-
the record.
Sheldon-
Last year,
I'm
he
gonna call you
showed
180
The
Nick.
whole
but-
reason all last year. So what was I doing? I was
Talking
like,
about
bro.
touchdowns.
Anytime he would hit me about Tyree, I'm like, well, how many touchdowns he get? He was like, yeah, these yards though. I was like, if it's not tutties, it don't
He had
matter.
3 this game, right?
Something
Two
like
or two
two,
or two.
yeah,
Two,
two of
two.
them, yeah. But it felt like 3. But to me, it was just like that was a dominating performance by a dominating player. Tune in to catch up my quarter updates as far as my top 5s. However, I wanted to stick on this 2020 draft question because in this insane draft, they had Justin Herbert, who was picked 12th, and everybody for the last 3-4 years have been saying the Miami fucked up. They could have had the next Dan Marino, quote unquote, but they chose the little elf on the shelf.
Oh man.
So right now, I don't think Justin Herbert has a winning record as a starter QB for the Chargers.
Damn.
I think Tua has probably won more games than Justin Herbert over the last maybe whatever. Either way, he's been balling when he's healthy. Did this game not prove that Justin Herbert's not a winner?
No. To me,
You've
what
been wanting to say that
what
for
this
2 years.
proved is this, because your original question was, did Tua doubt the naysayers? Tua is a very
Silence the naysayers.
silence the naysayers. Tua is a very competent quarterback, and Mike McDaniel's offense allows the quick throws, the quick hitches, let these speedsters get in space with one-on-one situations, and then they also take shots down the field. In my opinion, Tua is still limited physically, right? Like we still see Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle have to slow down for balls. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Jesus. Oh,
Hey yo.
Hey, wow. Yo, that was crazy.
but when we juxtapose that to Justin Herbert and his throwing motion and the type of throws he can make, he has no throw that he cannot
He
make.
got all the skills.
He has all the
mechanics.
skills.
Yes.
So when you look at, and he's had a very talented roster offensively and defensively. That's why I've been calling for the coach's head. I don't even know his name. Because it don't matter.
Brandon Staley.
That's the difference between Tua and
That's the difference. Is coaching.
Herbert.
And look, wait, hold on. And look at year 1, Tua, right? Tua struggled. Why? Because they had
Bullshit coach.
They had a defensive head coach. That defense
Soon
was
as
good.
McDaniel
They
came.
was winning with Fitzmagic. You know what I'm saying? They was winning very conservatively. McDaniels came in here, said, "Hey, let's go get Tyreek. Let's go draft this guy. Give me some weapons, and we gonna keep
What
this
that
thing
defense
popping."
look like in Miami since Mike McDaniel's taken over?
Don't matter. They've been
It's
winning
decent.
games.
It's decent.
It's decent.
It's decent. They're not as dominant as they were under what's the name? You know, I'm bad with names.
I do.
Black
I'm,
coach.
I'm starting to remember the game. Miami's defense did show up late,
Mhm.
but that's because Justin Herbert threw him in the fucking
Oh,
hole.
man.
Let's
Miami
talk.
defense is solid.
I want to talk about defenses real quick before I
Mhm.
even get to the Justin Herbert part.
Mhm.
FIFO told me, bruh, when this nigga got paid, it meant something. Derwin James, Ken, that's what I'm talking about. J.C. Jackson, Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa. These is names that got
That's a
paid,
high-paying
and
defense.
they giving up 30 plus.
Hey,
in week 1.
but you know what though?
No, this ain't just week 1. These niggas that's been here. These ain't new
Yeah,
But
niggas.
Nick, that is how, in all honesty, the scariest offense in the league right now is that Miami Dolphin team. Because you can't double team Tyreek. He still take the top off.
I have an argument against that, but
Okay.
I'm not. It's an argument. I'm not gonna fight you on it.
Okay.
But I can say 49ers offense is more scary than Miami's.
For different reasons, but they're not as
In totality, they actually have a run game.
100%. They attack differently. They're both scary, but in my opinion, Miami is just a little bit more explosive than what the 49ers are. They don't have that guy that instill fear on the field. Like CMC is nice, but he's like a utilitarian guy. Where is he? What?
Debo?
Nah, Debo
Debo's an enforcer. Brandon Ayuk can have a coming out party. He had 2 tutties and a
He is having a
buck 20.
coming out party. But none of them strike fear like Tyreek Hill does.
I'll give you that. I'm just talking about offense. You talking about offense?
I'm just talking about from as a defender.
C-Mac does. Yeah, because he attacking you from different
And he can
angles.
throw a touchdown
He's
too.
just not as fast though.
He
No,
don't scare me like
They were
Tyreek
showing
scares me.
No, Tyreek is electric, but C-Mac can hurt you different ways.
But he
100%.
can't beat you like Tyreek can. They were showing the breakdown of the film, and by the time that Tua had dropped back, like Tyreek had his man beat. Like the guy up on the line, he didn't even have a chance to put his hands on him, and that opened it up vertically where he can just throw it up at it. Like C-Mac can't do that coming out of the backfield. He
Look,
can't do
C-Mac
that.
is gonna cut you 100 times, different ways.
Yeah, and
Tyreek
Hill
is just
gonna
one
shoot
whoop.
you. He'll gonna
That's
shoot
it.
you.
Yeah,
Like, it's
C-Mac can
over.
run the ball.
My
Tyreek
thing is this
can-
though, that Chargers defense, they're not living. We were sold a bill of goods, Lou. They paid a lot of
Got the
bread.
product.
And on top of that, I give you with the head coach, he's supposed to be defense. You can't be giving up 30 plus.
They need to fire their whole staff.
Yeah, that
You,
whole
know,
staff
you can't
needs
give
to
30
go.
plus at home.
Whole
Come
staff
on,
need
what
to
are you
go.
doing?
They need to
Whole
fire
staff
all
gotta
of
go.
them.
And we brought in Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore, we
I told you that
we
was gonna
seeing
be
the
nothing.
same shit in Dallas.
I told you there was gonna be nothing, Nick.
Knew that one.
I told you that
I was
gonna be
expecting more from
nothing.
Kellen.
I know you was. I
No.
wasn't.
No.
He's not special.
And I was expecting more from Justin Herbert. I damn near drafted him in fantasy, kid.
I
think he's still gonna have a
Justin
big-
Herbert cost him that game.
Hey,
I
look,
think statistically he's still gonna have a big season. They
He
might not
is.
win.
He always does.
So what are you saying?
He's not a winner.
He
because
did.
he's
He
in
don't have
San Diego.
He
He don't
did
have the right
cost
coach.
them
He's in San Diego.
that game.
LA.
He threw an unintentional,
And the one
unintentional.
that's the play I
No
want to
one,
highlight.
and they, bruh, he
It was
threw it
dumb
to
as
the
hell.
he threw it to the AI robots in the
Yeah,
stands.
it made no
It
sense.
made no.
was
Everybody and their
stupid.
mama was on the left hand side. He
And-
even had Everett coming out on the flat if he needed to dump
yeah,
it off.
It made no sense. The other thing is, shit. How did you not see that same blitz? They ran the same blitz twice. That guy was coming right in the middle through that gap every single time. Somebody should have picked that shit up, and that's how you ended up throwing the fucking intentional.
And
ground
niggas in the
first
chat
time.
talking about he ain't. Herbert is doing this. He got a terrible defense. Who gives a fuck? Burrow got a shitty offensive line. Patty don't got no weapons.
Oh,
Josh
no,
Allen
they-
lost
Oh,
his.
yeah, we
This
gonna
ain't
talk
the white
about Burrow.
week we
Yeah,
can
yeah,
bro.
I'm just saying.
slide that shit in there.
I'm talking about.
Try to slide that in there.
I'm talking about totality.
We're gonna
We'll
talk
get to the
about
Bengals.
Burrow.
We're gonna get to the Bengals.
Yeah.
They the last ones. They coming up next. We're talking about QBs who overcome, right? Who have shown they can overcome.
Mhm.
Herbert has not shown he can overcome.
He should have won that game yesterday. The intentional grounding cost him completely. That was inexcusable
He just need
for
to
a
get a
guy
field
that's been
goal.
playing. Yeah, and I thought they were gonna win it.
They
I
had
was
a
like,
buck
that's not enough.
45.
So, but yeah, that was stupid.
But they just need a new head coach. I agree with Lou. Fire the whole staff.
Staff, no.
Fire the whole staff.
There's too much talent on that team.
Yeah, it is. It is. I don't know what head coach is out there. To me, if I was Sean Payton, that's the team I would have selected.
We gonna
Uh,
get to Sean Payton too.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know
Mm.
who needs to go there, what head coach is
Mhm.
available, but that whole staff need to go.
All right. I've been trying to kick the can on this kid. They saying they asking for me in the chat. You know what I'm
You
saying?
can probably kick it for more yards than he threw.
Lou, I ain't going where you going, nigga.
I know you're not.
Yeah,
We're
I'm
gonna talk
saying.
about the number one defense. in the league.
It's week 1. Chill out. The Cleveland Browns dog walked the Bengals in their home opener.
As they
Shelton.
usually do.
Should there be some concern in Cincy after this blowout loss?
Joe Burrow only had 82 more throwing yards than I did. So to be honest, and it's not just a knock on him because it's not he's not alone in this. That defense from Cleveland looked ridiculous. But to be honest, they should be concerned The protection broke down. The running game wasn't there. He wasn't getting the ball. It's early. Same thing. I shoot all of them some bail for that. It's early. It's week 1, but at the same time, you can't expect these guys to hold up and just continue to overcome. It's not going to work like that.
Yep.
At some point, you got to get some protection. You got to make smart play calls, and you got to get some help with the running game because they just wasn't getting it done.
But you can. What you think?
Not yet. And I say that because he missed most of preseason with an injury. It looked ugly. The weather was bad. His timing was off. He didn't get a lot of protection. And the defense they were on him. It was one play I saw where as soon as he hiked the ball, he started running. He started running to the right. I'm like, damn.
Yeah,
I didn't know if that was a rollout or
out there
not.
like this.
Yeah.
Miles
On the
Garrett's
old lineman.
Yeah,
Garrett
so-
is a monster.
He is.
But it was ugly, and I ain't gonna, and he's proven. So I'm gonna shoot him some bail because of his past performances. It's a new year, it's a new season, but he didn't play and he got hurt. So I'm going to wait a little bit before I jump out
To
there.
what, week 2?
I give him to 4. I give it a week 4 because he
It was
didn't
a quarter
play
of
at
the
all.
season now.
He played what, one?
He didn't play nothing.
Yeah, he didn't play in the
he
preseason
got that,
at all.
He had the
Nah,
calf
he didn't.
industry.
Yeah,
the calf
so-
industry early, and it took him out of all training camp preseason.
To me, and this is definitely an overreaction, but I feel definitely solid on this point. This is the epitome of what the Zach Taylor era is going to be. Burrow is going to be able to overcome a lot of deficiencies there, but they're not going to honestly be a true Super Bowl contender until they get rid of Zach Taylor. But it's going to be a while because Burrow is going to just continue to overcome and win enough games where he may not be in a as hot of a seat as it should be. Burrow's going to cool it down a little bit just for him. But I to me, that team, I don't know, Nick. I love Burrow. No disrespect to him. I love the weapons that they got, but they need to start making some real roster adjustments on that offensive side of the ball. And they need to be, you've been calling it for some years now, they need better offensive plays. They need to have a better offensive play calling. And until that happens, I don't see them getting over the hump. Like they're always going to be second or third fiddle in the AFC.
Let me ask you a question. Lou, go ahead first because I want.
Yeah, because I got something for him.
Yeah,
but
I want everybody
wanna
else to speak
hear
because
what
I
he
got
has to
something for
say.
you. But I want everybody else to speak first.
I think that the Bengals are suffering from thinking that they can cut it on at any point in time. They started last year like this, and I think that they think that they're good enough to. And I heard Jamar Chase reference this when he was telling Joe Burrow to sit out for a couple of games. He said the first couple of games really don't matter as long as we cut it on in the end of the season. To FIFO's point, I think that's a Zach Taylor thing. I don't think that he pushes that team hard enough to be like a good perennial Super Bowl team. He lets them, we'll figure it out at the end of the season team. And you can kind of tell that from the swag they have coming out in the beginning, getting beat 24-3 by the Browns. Y'all always struggle with the Browns. There's no real desire, it doesn't seem, from that team to be dominant. Just being good enough to get there. And when we get there, we know we can turn it on because we have enough talent. That's what I get from that team. And I think that's a Zach Taylor problem.
I hear all y'all concerns and complaints. I've been hearing them for a while ever since I've been on this program. Y'all told me Jamar Chase couldn't catch. Told y'all be patient.
Nobody said that.
Y'all told me.
They did say that. You were not here.
And that whole preseason, he
Yeah.
struggled.
That's crazy.
Y'all told me.
Struggled.
Y'all told me after the 0-2 start. I was like, oh no, Nick, it might have been a fluke. I know your punk ass said
But
that
shit,
shit.
you didn't know.
Which is why I'm a believer now. I got the hat on for a reason, kid. Don't go with the fit, but that's because I'm too legit. But my thing is, I'm only concerned for this one thing. This is my only concern. And that's only the games that, like, Kansas City lost, right? We need a number 1 seed. This was an important game based off of that. Kansas City lost. We could have got 1 game up. Everybody, all the big, I just told you, the big 3 as far as in the AFC between Buffalo, Kansas City, and Cincinnati, they all lost. Then they're all the top QBs lost, except for Trevor Lawrence.
We should talk about him. That looked different.
That almost went
looked
against
different.
him. Yeah, Richardson almost had an upset win.
It did.
But to me, it's just like you got to take advantage of these opportunities because the AFC just got harder. Maybe a little bit easy now that the Jets are, plateaued because of the injury. But
Now, it's harder because when you look at the quarterback talent, it's all in the AFC. When we're looking at the younger quarterback talent, I would say like 28, 29 and younger. Pat Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Tua. You got to put him there. You got to put him there now. You got to put him there. You got to put him there.
I'm not even a Tua fan, but you'll be shitting on him, bro.
Because look, man, that man got limitations, man. That man is an average quarterback at best. He just has
Hey, bro.
he's an average quarterback
Bruh.
at best.
I'm
pulling my Kevin Samuels out.
in the
I'm
league.
pulling my Kevin Samuels out.
He's an MVP candidate right now. And he was
It's
last
only
year
week
too,
one.
before he got
It's
hurt.
only week one.
Bro, come on, dude.
He's not gonna average 400 yards a game.
MVP candidate, bro. You sound like Cam. Shout out to Cam.
Right now he is. All I'm saying is that I'm only worried about that. And the last 2 seasons they start off bad because again Burrow's been hurt the last 2 seasons coming into the season, so he needs clearly preseason reps to get in rhythm. He looked off rhythm, but I give a shout out to the Browns defense. Like the Bengals. No, that was the other thing. The main thing I was also trying to say is the Bengals need to stop talking shit. Jamar needs to talk shit after the game
because they didn't catch no
talk
check.
shit after the game.
He fired them boys up.
It's like, come on, bro. We don't need extra pressure to win a Super Bowl, bro. Like, talk shit after the win. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You've done everything, but before the game, nah. Like, cause then that's when they focusing on all that shit. Burrow looked off, and the defense capitalized on it. Deshaun Watson didn't really impress me that much. He barely did anything.
He didn't do much.
But it was a hailstorm anyway, or like it was very rainy. Like it was a bad game overall from our side, but the Browns took advantage of that. So shout out to them.
Burrow was awful. I don't want to extend this further, but you said something about a hot seat. Who would be on the hot seat?
Zach Taylor.
Not a guy that's making $275 million?
Nah, because we know that guy. Like you said, you're shooting him bail because of the experience that he has, correct?
And then he was hurt in the offseason.
No,
in preseason, he didn't play at all.
I get all that, but their issue is a team mentality issue. Like Spike said, their mentality is we just gonna cut it on and off. And the greatest coaches is it's on and we're going the whole season.
Okay.
Ain't no off and on.
But you got to get those reps to become on. Like
because
you can't just turn it on on.
We've seen Mike Tomlin with some shit.
We'll get to Mike Tomlin.
We can get to Mike Tomlin.
Nah, man, we ain't got time.
We do, kid. And we going.
That's not on the list.
It's when we get to the picks. That's why we bring it up.
Nick, at the end of the day, some of the greatest coaches, it's always on. Bill Belichick, Mike Tomlin, Kyle Shanahan.
Was it on for Andy Reid?
Yeah,
it is. All I'm saying is
this:
if you putting that much stress on Zach Taylor, you got to put the same on Kyle Shanahan because they honestly are in similar situations when it comes to the fact of can he get over the hump? Point blank. Period. It's the same shit.
It's not. You know,
and it's all on
Kyle more than Zach.
No, not at all.
Yeah, actually, Kyle
not
more
at
than
all.
Zach.
Super Bowls
Not at all.
Lost.
Who's been the quarterback? Give Kyle Shanahan, Joe Burrow, see what happens. This man, look what he do with Glock Purdy.
I do got one question for y'all. Out of the 3 teams we just named, the top 3 teams in the AFC, which one should hit the panic button? Which one should be more alarmed by this?
Bills. The Chiefs.
It's the Bills.
I was thinking the Chiefs, and the only reason I say the Chiefs is because of the talent around Patty. What we talked about, how the Bills can come out.
But Travis is coming back. That's the only reason why.
It's the Bills because we seen Josh Allen look like bro, what is that? Yeah. I don't see that from Joe Burrow. I don't see that.
And
I don't see that from
and
Joe
at least Burrow lost to like Deshaun Watson. You know what I'm saying? Like,
is that saying something in 2020?
It's better than
they have a losing record against.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. Josh Allen has lost to Zach Wilson twice in New York.
That's crazy. That's
in back-to-back seasons. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we don't think shit of Zach Wilson. I understand that we don't think much about Deshaun Watson, but we just know he's a competent, above average quarterback.
It never gets discussed how bad he plays in some of these games. Like I was looking at some of the sports talk stuff today. They didn't mention not once how bad that Allen played versus your boy getting hurt.
Aaron Rodgers.
What's his name?
That
4 turnovers, bro.
4 turnovers, 3 picks to the same dude, and a fumble to lose the game.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't mention that on Get Up. None of the shows that come on ESPN. They was like, oh, well, Aaron Rodgers. So, yeah, I would be worried if I were the Bills.
it wasn't a good week for New York fans.
Mm.
The Dallas Cowboys ruined Queen Latifah's national anthem.
Who knew she could sing like that?
She has a
I did
jazz
not know
album.
she could sing.
I was gonna say that.
Where do you watch?
Hey,
I know
what
she
does
can
she
sing.
be doing,
She's
bro?
been she's been singing for years. Bro.
Really?
Yes. With the Cowboys had a dominance performance over the Giants in New York on 9/11. Boy, that was you want to talk about a tragedy.
That wasn't no 9/11. That was
yes, it was. It was for the Giants, bro. It was for the Giants. Trust me.
Lou, did the Cowboys put the NFC on notice with their defense? You son of a bitch.
Yeah, absolutely. Most dominant unit in football. Better than that. Like they run a stat during that game and said the most trustworthy play is the Dallas defense against a third down when you got to pass. Love it. Michael Parsons, the most dominant player on that side of the ball. Y'all were mentioning other people earlier. I'm not sure why. As long as Dak Prescott cannot piss it down his leg, then we should be good.
Shelton, how did the Cowboys offense do on Sunday night?
They were terrible. They were awful. This game was
The Cowboys'
more about,
offense was terrible.
Yeah, this game was more about the ineptitude of the Giants and the misfortune of having Daniel Dimes, who's robbing the NFL and robbing them Giants of their money, than it is about that and what he did. That I think he completed less than 50% of his passes. I need to look back and see if
something like that.
It was something crazy, and they really he didn't have to do anything.
He threw no picks.
That's what you want.
Yeah, he
though.
didn't throw a pick.
That's what you want. That's the reason.
But how often is that going to happen?
That's the reason that we got rid of Kellen Moore, because Kellen Moore wouldn't let Dak not do anything. Let the defense win the game.
But
I don't need him to go throw 4 picks and let them come back in the game.
But you're not going to play Daniel Jones every week.
I'm gonna play Zach Wilson next week, and it's gonna be fine.
There you go.
Until we got to do something, it's cool.
And that's the reason why I hate
was
that
the
Rodgers
problem.
injury, bro. We was about to see a lot of good football.
That was the problem with Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore was trying to do too much, trying to turn Dak into this number one passer or whatnot. Hey, man, if we up by 30, I don't need you throwing the ball. And that's what they did a good job of. Let the defense win the game.
But when he did throw the ball, he wasn't connecting with nobody. I'll tell you that.
He have to. He up 40.
I'll tell you that.
How you feel about
Who
that
did Jalen
game?
Hurts connect with? Let's get to that game.
We're gonna get to that later. FIFA, what you think about the game?
The defense looked good. Michael Parsons looked good.
Great.
But at the end of the day, last season them boys slowed down, especially when they were not playing on turf. So we'll see how, it's a long season. It's only week 1. We'll see how the longevity of this defense holds up. It's football, so injuries do happen. We'll see what happens and how they manage that. But to Shelton's point, I agree with, bro, that offense is extremely concerning, because here's the thing. You don't have to have a dominating offense or a dominating defense, but you have to be pretty efficient on either side of the ball, if not both sides of the ball, if you're going to be a serious contender. And that's why the Cowboys, I can't trust them. Because, defense looks good now. And they're a fast defense. Are they going to be able, because last year they wore down. Is that going to happen again? So that's a question. I think that's a very legit question. And then, with the season that Dak had last year and the start to this season, that's very concerning. I don't know if that offense gets over the hump. I don't know how hot the seat is for Mike McCarthy.
Very hot.
But
it's on fire.
This
has to be
y'all boys traded for Trey Lance. It might be Trey area goddamn down there in Dallas.
Trey Lance and Dion, if they don't do what they supposed to do with Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott,
they're both gonna have to get up.
America's team, both of them gonna be gone. But no, I mean, I see what you're saying, because I was watching the game as a fan too. The offense wasn't great, but again, I was happy to see them not taking too many dumb risk down the field, throwing the ball downfield, not running the ball when they were ahead. That was the biggest problem with Kellen Moore's offense, taking too many dumb chances. And Dak Prescott's not a quarterback that can take advantage of stuff like that. You got to make him play within a system. So I think as the season goes, like you said, it's week 1, he'll get more comfortable with Mike McCarthy calling plays, and the offense will look better because we got better receivers too.
You better pray, because I'm telling you.
I'm worried about the running game. I ain't gonna lie.
That running game is really, I was going to say the
worried
same
about
thing.
that.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
worried
concerning, because you don't have a number 1 back.
I'm worried about the running game and the linebackers.
Tony Pollard.
He can't carry.
He might give you 18
carries
carries.
a game. He might
Yeah.
give you 18 carries. a
Yeah,
game.
he's
Yeah,
better at
I got to
changing
get you
pace.
25, 30
Yeah,
carries.
he's
a
not
game.
gonna pound that rock.
Um,
Shout out to Stephon Gilmore too, Mahomes.
Giants had a great, phenomenal first drive up until the red zone.
Until they got that kick blocked.
Yeah. Well, to me, it was like they were about to score, then they had the false start, then they had the bad snap, and then the blocked field goal. It was like from there, it just went downhill, went to hell. I do still believe that Daniel Jones will take a jump from last year to this year.
No,
He
you
has to. He has to throw more than 15 touchdowns this year.
You don't believe that.
Oh,
It's
Why?
You don't
18.
believe that. You
Why?
don't believe that.
because he has nowhere to go but up.
Think about the defense.
15, he can get 18.
He can get it. That's what I'm saying. That's up. My thing is that's what I'm expecting. Facing the Cowboys in week 1 was nuts. You know what I'm saying? That's the best, arguably the best defense outside the 49ers.
No.
Um,
Best defense in the league.
Nah, argue.
Best defense in the league.
outside of the 49ers, the best defense, just because on all levels. I ain't got no linebackers I give a fuck
You
about.
don't have no linebacker. That's what scares me the most. No
Yeah.
linebacker.
So that's why they I ain't
Like next week, if the Jets are able to run the ball, it could be a trap game because we won't have nobody to stop the run.
we don't have that for the picks, but that's an interesting take.
Mhm.
But yeah, with the Giants, I gotta see the next 3 weeks because right now I realize that they could arguably probably be one of the worst teams in the league if this continues to be as far as their offensive line. That's how they.
You
hold
think
up.
they had the worst performance in week 1?
No, I think the Steelers had one of the worst performances.
No.
But we're gonna get to that because
That's
we're going
bad,
to the third quarter.
Mm.
This is where we're about to do our weekly picks. Last week I'll do a recap. We picked Detroit KC, Cincinnati Cleveland, Buffalo Jets, Miami Chargers, and we got the results. The lead dog in week 1, Kenneth Bienge,
Oh, wow. How about
3-1.
Dang. Okay.
Tied for second is between FIFO, myself, and Lou. Sheldon, you was the runt of the whole pack at 1-3.
He did lead all season last season.
Yeah, I'm glad his punk ass losing too. Week 2, we got a lot of good games or interesting games. And while we're going through that, I'll also mention some other questions. But first, we got Green Bay versus Atlanta. Jordan Love had a coming out party.
Yeah.
And me and Sheldon was the only one saying, hey,
Even Romeo Dubs.
you know what I'm saying? Romeo
plays well.
I need Dobbs. You know what I'm saying?
And Christian Watson wasn't even playing.
That's a good coaching job by LaFleur too.
It was.
Like having him ready for that and being.
It was
able to
actually
go into that game.
It was
That's
actually an
good coaching.
emphasis they did. I think in the second half, they was like, nigga, you got Aaron Jones. Why the fuck you ain't using him?
Run the ball.
Boy, that motherfucker had a hell of whoever had Aaron Jones in fantasy was going brazy.
That was a really good coaching job.
I hope his hammy ain't fucked up too much. But yeah, Green Bay at Atlanta. Y'all saw my boy Ritter, you know what I'm saying? Get the dub early.
Yeah.
And you saw Jesse Bates, a Cincinnati nigga who basically win them the game.
Wow. He did.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He proved that he was worth that contract.
Yeah.
I'm going with Atlanta. I'm going Ritter. You know what I'm saying? I'm going with Cincy. FIFA, what say you?
Green Bay.
Give me the Packers.
That ain't shit.
Look at FIFO pick.
People didn't turn his picks in.
Doc crazy,
People,
man.
people don't be
That's
reading
funny.
the messages. That's what it was. I wasn't ready. I wasn't
should have.
either.
You know that was gonna be like that.
I had no idea.
That was real passive aggressive.
That's awesome right there, too.
Should have blown it up.
You guys can see I got the Falcons
That's good, Doc.
Why did you pick the Green Bay Packers, Sheldon?
for this game.
Yeah.
I just like what I saw from
Man, you can be frank, even though we're in Atlanta, Falcons suck. Like that was Ritter had 80 yards passing, 100 yards passing, bro. Kyle Pitts had 2 receptions. Like they not
43
good,
yards.
man.
One of them was for a game-winning touchdown.
Stop,
Second of
bro.
all,
Like,
is
Atlanta's
the objective to win the game or have
Atlanta's
stats?
It is to win.
You know what I'm saying?
Atlanta's
Because
trash.
we
Green
talked
Bay
about
finna
it.
come down
We
here and
talked about a
embarrass
nigga who had hella
37
stats.
to 10.
We talked about a nigga hella stats that came with an L. How does that feel
They
at
finna
home?
get
At
embarrassed
home,
next week.
Ritter got
They-
y'all the first win. Well, not
they-
y'all because you ain't a Falcons fan, but Ritter got Atlanta the first win of their season.
That's good for them.
They undefeated.
They
The
got about-
Bucks, the Saints, and the Falcons all undefeated.
They are. Yeah.
Shout out to Dead End Gaming who rated us on Twitch. We appreciate it. What up, B? What up,
Appreciate it.
what's happening.
Granddad?
Up next, we got Baltimore versus Cincinnati.
Mm.
This is a huge game. I think this is a huge concern game for me as a Bengals
I
fan.
bet it is.
We need to have this win, especially at home. It's our home
It's at
opener.
home?
It's at home, Cincinnati. Unfortunately, I won't be at that game, but I'll be there in spirit. Who y'all got? I'll start with you, FIFA.
Give me Baltimore.
All right, you ain't shit. Ken, who we got for Baltimore, Cincinnati?
Ravens. Sorry, bro.
Sheldon, who you got?
Baltimore.
Wow.
Lamar Jackson.
Surrounded by backstabbers. Lou, I ain't even going to you. Wow. I know I'm the homer, but y'all really think the Bengals go? Why do y'all think Lamar had a shitty first week too?
Y'all had a
Against the Texans.
Y'all had a shittier first week. That's what it is.
Yeah, the things that I saw with Lamar can be cleaned up. And the thing that I did like about that Baltimore game, I
Zay
like how
Flowers.
they really targeted Zay Flowers.
Yeah,
Zay
he
Flowers
looked
is that
good.
guy.
Well, I'm glad I picked him up.
Zay Flowers look good.
Yeah, fuck
man.
you.
You know what I'm saying? I was trying to
get
He
him.
was there. I had to get him. You know
I
what I'm
was trying to
saying?
get him. You got him right before I could, but nah, I like Zay Flowers. I think that a lot of the things I saw they could just clean up. So I like where Baltimore is, even though man, J.K. Dobbins, bro, that shit
Man,
is
that's
funny.
sad.
Woo,
That's
hey,
sad.
he
I
cut.
drafted him,
That's
bro.
sad,
That
man.
hurt, man.
That's sad.
He is
Hurt
cut.
again.
He
God
cut.
damn.
And his teammates was sick, man.
That's
I
sad,
felt
man.
for him.
That is sad.
Yeah, for his teammates to
I was
feel
sick.
like that. Yeah, I know you was
He
too,
on my
Ken.
fantasy team,
Yeah.
bro. It cost me.
Was
Hey,
he 2
dog.
out of 3 years? Or 2
Yeah,
years?
he had
Hasn't
was it
been
ACL?
ACL 2 years ago.
Damn.
Yeah, he done. His body ain't built for
Yeah, he's
football.
just give it up.
So
He was a first round pick, so he got bread.
Yeah, he needs to go to TV.
I feel bad because I felt like he was gonna have a good year.
Yep.
I did too. That's
He-
why I
they-
drafted him.
Yeah.
that was a talk
Can't
around the
forget
league.
it. All right, this is what in the traffic.
That was a talk around the league that he had one of the best
Keep that man in the
training
league when he said.
What you say, Lou?
camps. That was a talk around the league. He had one of the best training camps.
Yeah.
They were preparing for him to be like really,
They
really.
said the same thing with Aaron Rodgers too. Moving on, we
They said work too
got
hard.
we got the Kansas City Chiefs at Jacksonville. This is a rematch of the wild card match. Oh no, that's divisional matchup they had last season. FIFA, what say you?
Give me the Jags. I feel like they're gonna get their revenge for that playoff loss.
Motherfuckers don't realize how close that game was.
No, it was real close.
Patty 0-2.
It was real close. You could see in that game, in my opinion, Trevor Lawrence wasn't ready yet. It was like, oh, okay, he looked good. Lights a little too big. That week one, arguably looked like the best quarterback in the league. Arguably.
Who?
Trevor Lawrence.
I don't know. Who you got, Lou?
Patty Chiefs.
Kelsey ain't back. They ain't winning.
Kelsey gonna be back. Who you got, Shelton? You breathing hard as hell.
I was.
He
I was laughing.
He was.
That was sweet.
That's hilarious. You got the Jags. Why you got the Jags?
I just same thing. We don't know how healthy Kelsey's going to be, and I still don't believe in those receivers. I think they'll get it together. I do think Sky Moore is going to pick up. Tony's done, and Valdez Scantling is going to do okay. But I think Sky Moore is going to pick up.
I think the Jags can outscore Kansas City right now with a unhealthy Kelsey.
Hell yeah.
And in that defense, in my opinion, is they play better as a unit than what the Kansas City Chiefs unit right now. And then Chris Jones
It's
held
going to
out.
take him a second. He'll be back. It's
I
gonna
know,
take him a
but
second.
it's going to take him 2-3 weeks to
Yeah, I
like
don't
really
think so.
get the 100. So
I
for
think-
me, Jags are better right now today.
I think Jones gonna be an impact snap one on defense.
Think so?
Nah, it don't happen like
Bro, they
that.
wilding in the chat, bro.
Um,
Say you look like Jesse Smollett stunt double.
Who me?
I think Shelton.
They ain't talking about me.
oh
No, it was Spike.
No. They said what they said they want to say about me. I'm glad I got a picture now. I'm part of the team.
Say we look like the Osmond uncles.
Oh, they talking about the pictures up there. I was gonna say, bro, what?
Oh man.
My bad, though.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I'm going with Jacksonville as well. I just think that another player that the Kansas City Chiefs got, Calvin Ridley. Why is Calvin Ridley not in Kansas City?
That's crazy. I ain't how well he's playing is tripping me out.
You know what I'm saying? Like Calvin really could have been in Kansas City, and we wouldn't even have these issues.
I mean, I'd open up the books for him and everything. You can bet. Go ahead.
Moving on.
He said I was dressed like the coach from Bishop Sycamore.
Moving on. We have the Seattle Seahawks versus the Detroit Lions. Shelton, who you got?
I think I picked Detroit. Let me make sure I did. Yeah, Detroit.
Oh shit, Shelton on the Detroit bandwagon?
No, I just
Yeah, he is. Who you got, Ken?
Detroit.
Lou.
I got the Lions.
Oh,
Yeah, unfortunately.
FIFA.
Seahawks with the bounce back win.
the picture.
Doc funny.
I'm going with the Seahawks as well. They
Bro,
got
did you
blown.
not watch that game?
No, well, that was their first home loss opener
That should
since
be-
like 2017 or
that should
some
be a
shit
sign,
like that.
bro.
Shooting them a little bit of bell cat.
Gino back. Okay. All right.
We
That's-
gonna see.
That's fair.
It was the
We'll see.
Rams. Still was a divisional game. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? They know
All
them
right,
better
cool.
than anybody else.
Week one.
Week one. I think they do bounce back, especially on the road. I want to see how Detroit, but I also am interested to see how Detroit responds after beating the Chiefs, the champs at home or on the road for them, and their home opener.
Yeah, they got a little lucky too. You know, that 4th and 25 was crazy.
Yeah, they could have won
went
it.
for that shit, bro.
And they was trying to give up that game Thursday night.
wanted to.
They wanted it.
It was right there. Hit on boy in the
They wanted
hands,
to.
right at the line.
They
He
want to
just
do
dropped
everything they did to give it. They
it.
could.
And Tony,
give it
bro.
back.
God dang.
Tony just gave it back. I got an extra pick of the week.
okay.
Extra pick of the week. I like doing these, but I'm gonna moving forward. I'm gonna let the Reddit thread. I'm gonna post a Reddit thread on Sundays, the week before or the day before the new week and stuff like that. As far as the picks that they will want us to, at least one pick of the week that they'll have input on. This one I'm starting off with Washington Commandos versus the Denver Broncos. This is where we get into the Sean Payton conversation because obviously I'm paying attention to the Commandos because of Eric Bieniemy. I want to see how good he gets this offense and what he does with Sam Howell. Lou, I was telling you, I was like off the air, like if Sam Howell get 4K and 30 tuds,
God.
hey, Eric B for president, Ken. Eric B for president. But I also want to talk about the Denver Broncos. They only scored 16 points?
And it didn't look good.
It didn't look good. They lost to
good
Jimmy G.
at all, bro.
Jimmy G threw a pick on the 1 yard line.
That man win, bro.
He do. He know
He
how to
went
That man
somehow,
be winning,
some
bro.
way.
I don't know. It's your white man's luck.
He
He
know how
made
to win
Jacoby
games,
Myers
man.
a
His whole life,
superstar.
white
Man, I'm telling you, man.
his whole life.
This
know
is
how to win.
it's incredible.
Sean Payton came in talking hella shit.
He
This
did.
nigga got the same amount of points that Nathaniel Hackett got.
He did.
He talking a lot of shit, bro.
And he tried to onside kick it the first play of the game.
Mhm.
Like,
On the first
like
play,
That shit worked in
goofball.
the
It
Super
worked.
Bowl, right?
It
Yeah,
worked.
it
It worked this time, but they got the
It didn't
penalty
work because
on-
he didn't have his
they
team in the
called
right
it.
place.
That was
Come on, bro.
the same referee that threw the
called
flag was the one that threw the flag, did not throw the flag
oh wow.
when he was with the Saints and they lost that playoff
I
game.
ain't know that.
It was the same ref. They was
So this is an important game. If Denver goes down 0-2, they're more likely going to blame Russell, but I'm going to blame Sean Payton because at this point last season, a lot of people got off the Russell Wilson bandwagon and say he trash, he cheeks.
Mhm.
So,
Peyton ain't gonna let you do that. He gonna bench Russell Wilson. He don't care. That ain't my quarterback. I came in.
but
here
if he
to
keep
fix
losing,
He was
bro,
hyping Russ though.
Yeah,
He
that's
was,
what
but
I'm
I think that he gonna have a really short lease with Sean Payton because Sean Payton don't want to look.
Nah,
but he don't.
I'm telling you.
But you can't
got
be
the
Sean
money, you
Payton and
can't-
say if you have a niggas believe in Taysom Hill and you can't fix Russ,
Nobody believes
fuck out
that.
of here, bro.
and you can't talk shit about the old coach and
then not
Russ
have-
and
yeah.
then do the same thing.
He
Bro.
ought to send Russell
ain't gonna happen.
to the Jets. Trade him to the Jets.
I'm looking at two people.
That's what he ought to
I mean, might as well. I'm looking at two people, Nick. I'm looking at both Russ and Peyton. Because Sean Payton, man, they've been gassing this motherfucker up this whole time, and he ain't really been doing shit since the fucking Super Bowl. So, and everybody else about to talk about fucking Tomlin and all these other motherfuckers that ain't really been doing shit since the Super Bowl. How about him? Nobody ever say shit about him.
I'm 100% with you, and we of course don't think I'm gonna forget about the Tomlin comment too. But my thing is this: Sean Payton had losing seasons with Drew Brees. Like towards the end. This nigga is the most hyped coach coming into this season.
Mhm.
Probably more hyped than who was probably Dan Campbell. If you keep it in a full beam. If he don't get these motherfuckers above 500 with Russell Wilson, that says more about Sean Payton than Russell Wilson. Because a lot of niggas told me last year Russell Wilson cooked. All right, cool. Then you shouldn't be surprised that Russell Wilson don't do shit this year. But if it's under Sean Payton tutelage and his coaching, then yeah, this motherfucker ain't as good as y'all think he is.
Sean Payton is as good as we think he is.
Oh,
Nick.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I'm just saying.
You know,
look
FIFA
at the
always got
history.
bail money.
Sean
Ken.
Payton not as good as he think he is.
No, he is as good as we think
okay,
he is.
thanks.
You know what I'm saying? He's
We
one
gonna
of
find out.
he's
think
one
he
of the
is.
better coaches in the
I'm with
NFL based off of history. The man has a Super Bowl, or he got two, don't he? Or he just got
He
one?
only
got
got
one.
one. He only been in one Super Bowl, bro. Don't even act like it's even thought, nigga. Like, he ain't done shit since 2010. Or
Now
20
Ant-Man
or-
is saying that they got robbed on 3 straight years on bad calls.
And New Orleans did they have
that was only one bad call.
and then they
And
turned
even
out the
then,
lights,
what
too.
do we always say? If you leave it in the hands of the ref, you lost the game anyway.
Nah.
Well, I'm gonna ask our producer Jalen. I think he is a Saints fan. Let me see what he thinks about it.
Jalen the Saints fan?
He is.
That's
He
crazy.
was over
It's
here.
unfortunate. Yeah, we are.
That's crazy.
But
So who y'all got? Washington versus the Commandos versus Broncos. FIFA.
I like how you call them the Commandos.
yeah. This is very interesting. But give me the Commanders.
Washington's on the road, by the way.
Yeah, that defensive line ain't no joke. And if I agree with you, though, Nick, this is make or break for the Broncos. They can't go down 0-2 because it's not like they have any past experience to draw from to be like, oh, we can overcome this. They go down 0-2. It's like this is last year all over again with a new head coach. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad for the morale. And the Commanders' D-line is arguably the best D-line in all of football. Them boys get pressure. They hit that quarterback, and Russell ain't a spring chicken no more. So we'll see.
Lou, what say you?
What do you ask? What did you ask one more time about Peyton?
No.
No, pick
Your
the game.
pick, nigga.
Oh, I'm picking the Broncos. Give me the Broncos.
Sheldon,
It was right there.
The Commanders.
Ken,
Same. Washington.
Washington.
Y'all really hate Russ, huh? Who did you
It's
pick?
not
I
bad.
pick Commanders too.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's not that I hate Russ. I think them boys gonna lay hands on Russ.
This is in Washington. Where's
I
the
trust-
game?
This is in Denver.
I trust the
Yeah,
running
praise.
game of Washington and Sam Howell to control the game.
Yeah, I ain't going that far.
Trust Sam how to control the game.
Yeah, over Russell
Why?
Wilson. Over Russell Wilson.
Ken, we can go ahead and get to the super chats. I do have a question leaning into the super chats. Did we overrate the Steelers after their blowout loss to the 49ers?
No, 49ers are just that good.
Wait, overrate the
Mhm.
Steelers?
Some people had them making the playoffs.
Oh,
Not I.
yeah, I don't think I did either. No, I wasn't surprised by that game at all.
You weren't surprised that Kenny Pickett looked like shitball?
Not at all.
And-
Not against that defense.
Not at all. Not at all. That kind of went as expected. So I'm gonna watch them for the next 3 weeks and see what's what. But yeah, that outcome didn't surprise me. That would happen. So yeah.
Yeah, we Mike Tomlin's what's his name? He ain't never had a losing season, boy. It's off to a bad start, bro.
It's off to a bad start. It was off to a bad start last year.
Did something happen to
let's
Najee?
not- huh?
Did something happen to Najee?
Yeah. he
Yeah, the
can't
league
run
hit
anymore.
him. Got benched for the other dude.
They were talking about that in training
Competition
camp.
happened to
Yeah.
Najee.
Yeah, they were talking about that in training camp. The other dude was outperforming him.
Yeah, Warren.
It's probably wear and tear on his body.
Yeah, I'm all Najee,
They were
bro.
playing one of the best teams in the league, bro. Like,
What that
come
mean?
on. They got Kenny Pickett at quarterback.
George Pickett's supposed to be the top
They-
five
Now,
receiver.
but we're
gonna
talking
be
arguably
all right,
the best
bro.
defense in the league.
Like you talking about
Like-
a very, very like upper echelon team with the 49ers.
They didn't score a first. They didn't get a first down until less than 2 minutes left
Other
in the
than
second
Dallas,
quarter.
that's probably one of the most dominant defenses in the
I
league.
get that, but they didn't get a first down until the last
Nick,
2
that's-
minutes of the
that's how-
second quarter.
That's how dominant that
When you
defense
play
is.
Nick Bosa and the rest of the people on that defense, that's what
Daniel
happens.
Jones
Kenny
got a
Pickett
first
is
down
still
in the
growing
first
into-
drive of that blowout loss.
I feel you.
So, Lou, don't tell me about all that other bullshit when it's football.
It's football, but you acting like it ain't week one.
But here's the thing. Okay,
Like
wait,
you
hold on.
said,
No,
you
no.
acting like it ain't week
So
one.
you brought up that game. Is Daniel Jones not better than Kenny Pickett? Yes or no?
I think it's a wash.
He's better though.
That's
That
fucking
Daniel
crazy.
Jones is
The
better.
Giants are
No.
killed for Kenny Pickett.
No?
right now.
No,
The
The
Giants
Giants
are-
are killed for
the
Kenny
Giants
Pickett.
are not
right
Danny
killed.
Dimes is
I don't
not
know
better
how
than
many
Kenny
teams
Pickett.
are killed.
No.
Nobody's
Nobody's killing him.
Thank you. Nobody's killing for
He was
Kenny
the
Pickett, bro.
21st.
He's not
Daniel
better.
Jones is my
Daniel-
quarterback.
better
I'm
than-
killing
he's
for
better.
Kenny Pickett.
He's
But
better than
Jackson-
Kenny
Bro,
Pickett.
they
nobody
would've
wants
won
Kenny.
that-
Who wants Kenny Pickett?
I would
Nobody.
want Kenny Pickett, but Daniel
The
Jones
Giants?
better than I would want Daniel Jones.
The Giants.
But
about the
I'll take
same,
Daniel
bro.
It's a
Jones.
wash.
I'd rather say that
stop.
than the
Kill
other
is
way
a
around.
strong word, bro.
Yes.
Would you say like maybe entertain? I
No,
get
no,
that. Kill ain't nowhere
Oh.
near close to Kenny Pickett. I can find Kenny Pickett in a bargain
You
bin.
cannot. That's not true.
Drake Mayo, whoever the nigga name
Mayo.
is, he the next Kenny Pickett. I could draft that
Bro,
nigga in third round.
Daniel Jones is a bar hop in any place in the South and in the Southeastern Conference for as far as football. He's not good. They'll take Kenny Pickett, a professional quarterback, tomorrow over him.
He was professional on Sunday.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Nah,
Get the
but-
fuck out of here.
They just didn't have a good game
Get
plan
the
against
fuck
the
outta
best
here,
defense
bro.
in the league. One of the
Nah,
best
that's an
defenses.
excuse to
The
use.
best defense.
Because I didn't say he needs to score 50 points or whatever. I'm just asking for a first down. You know what I'm saying? And Daniel Jones,
First
against what
down.
you say, the best defense in football, drove it down the field that first drive. It made it seem like the Giants was going to compete. Kenny Pickett didn't do that until the last 2 minutes of the first half. Fuck out of here, bro.
But it was only one drive, and Daniel Jones didn't look all that great the rest of the
He
Ever
did.
again.
That's why I said it's a wash.
I
Kenny.
yeah, so but
I'm not saying Daniel Jones is better. I'm just saying that he did more than Kenny Pickett in that first half of the game. Damn near the whole game.
That Giants team is better offensively than
No,
what the
I
Steelers
disagree.
are.
I think the weapons that the Steelers have is way better than the weapons that the Giants have.
Deontay Johnson's hurt now. I believe he's going for the season.
Going
Well,
into,
we
going
just
into
gonna
the
say,
season,
yeah, without
bro.
him being
That's
hurt.
what I'm saying.
Going into the season, the
Damn,
best
he done for the
offensive
season?
player. Going into
No,
the
he's not
season,
out
the
for the
best
season.
offensive
Weeks.
player out of either one of those teams is Saquon Barkley,
Okay, so
hands down.
okay,
Like, not
Saquon
even
and who
close.
else?
And Danny
You
Dimes.
picking the rest of the
Those
rest?
are the two best.
Waller's there too, isn't he?
And Waller's there.
I'm picking.
Those are the three best offensive players.
I'm picking Deontay Johnson and Kenny Pickett over the duo
of
over the
Waller
wide
and
rec-
Saquon.
No, the wide receiver duo.
I feel you, but
Waller
we're
and
just
whoever.
talking overall. We're just talking overall offensive guys, right? Like on that side of the ball. To me, Saquon, Darren Waller, and Danny Dimes is better than the top three people
That's a
for
fact.
the
That's a
Steelers.
I think it's a wash.
Nah,
I think it's a wash.
nah.
The Steelers-
Saquon, just because of how Saquon is up there. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Saquon.
Saquon ain't look like up there
He better
on
than
Sunday
anybody on
night.
the Steelers offense.
Huh?
By far, he better than anyone on the
Yeah.
Steelers offense.
Well,
He ain't
Well,
look like that Sunday night.
He did. He
One
looked
game.
good. They
But
they couldn't use him.
But yeah, you can say
Who was
that
going to
about
throw him the ball?
When you down 40, bro, you can't run the ball.
He didn't run the ball. He threw a
No, they
he
were
threw a-
trying to pass
He threw a
him in
pass
there.
at him and it bopped his head. And he,
Daniel Jones couldn't even get a screen to him, so that was part of it.
what you got, Ken?
all right, man.
Joe Burrow threw for 82
Rob
yards.
Costa.
Rob Costa been on fire in the chat, man.
Top of the evening, everyone. Shelton, as a fellow Panthers fan, how did it feel watching Dion beat up on Matt Rule?
It felt really, really good for me.
He didn't even know Nebraska had Matt Rule as a head
Yes, I
coach.
did.
till you
Oh,
just
I
asked-
definitely
till
knew.
you asked that question.
I
bro.
100% knew where Matt Rule was because that's what Shador. That's what I was about to say. Shador going in on him about disrespecting his
Standing in
dad.
the
I don't know if
middle
y'all
of the
saw that.
Yeah, he said he was
But-
saying some crazy stuff.
Yeah,
and he tried to
then
act like he was
Matt-
all cool.
Yeah, and then Matt Rule tried to make it seem like, oh, we were praying in the circle. We invited him to come pray with us. Come on, bro.
Man, get
What did he say?
Matt Rule
Do
is
we
so
know?
lame. He was
Matt
saying
Rule?
that he was talking trash about his dad, Dion, and was being disrespectful.
Did he say
He
what?
didn't say what he said.
Yeah, he didn't repeat what Matt Rule said, but it was something to the lines of Dion being like a celebrity coach and
Yeah,
getting too much attention. And
Shit,
things.
he
And he was
is.
hating.
right.
He was hating. Matt Rule was hating.
Yeah, Matt Rule.
As
lot of
Matt
people
Rule
hate.
does,
Yeah, Matt Rule.
If you ain't holding
Matt
Dion's
Rule-
nuts, you hating, Ken.
Yeah. Matt Rule.
No, a lot
Matt
of people
Rule.
been hating on Dion though.
I know, but if you ain't holding Dion's
That
nuts,
shit
you
has
hate.
changed, bro. All quickly.
What do you mean?
Black Trump. Moving on.
Wow.
Do you think the Colorado hate is race related or people
Yes.
just hate Dion?
Both.
Both.
It's
Both.
race
100%.
related.
Yeah,
they don't
absolutely
want to see a
both.
black
Niggas
man
right,
talking
both.
like they're doing.
Black people are hating on Deion.
White people too. though.
And white folks don't like the fact that nigga wins.
He's doing like he's doing.
I'm hating on Deion. For what he
Long
did.
live
yeah.
Kevin Samuels.
Yeah,
And then there's a small slither of like me who are just disappointed in Deion. He couldn't do that for the black folks, but he could do it for the white man. But I don't blame a black man for succeeding in where he.
We them boys. I'm pro brother, but Tomlin is losing me. I need more context,
Hey,
bro.
hey,
What does that
Ken,
mean? What does that mean?
Come on,
Why the
little
hell we
boys.
trying to take this man down?
I'm not trying to take him down, but we got to keep it a full beam, bro.
I don't
No
understand
losing
what's
season.
going on, bro.
Huh?
Nah,
The
I
full
don't even
beam
want to
is
cite
no-
that
I-
anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
Everybody
that.
can
What
use
does that mean to you?
And
FIFA?
now all of a sudden, people trying to use that against him.
That means to me.
Does that mean he's winning?
That means he's the
Well, it does
most
mean he's winning.
consistent head
No, it
coach.
does.
in
It
the
really
NFL.
does. No losing
it means,
season.
No, it means, no, I'm saying, is that winning substantial? Like, does that mean something?
No,
Is it winning?
that means that he's a model of consistency. Let's be honest. Since Ben Roethlisberger has been very up and down, any other head coach would be like 2 and goddamn 15.
Yeah.
But he finds a way to win because he's a leader
The
of men.
reason why I'm saying is that winning because it's a scenario where it's like, if you stay at home and don't spend no money, you didn't lose no money, but you also didn't make no money. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm at with Mike Tomlin. Is like being neutral doesn't mean you're good. You know what I mean?
Shit, in the NFL, if your head coach could account for 2 or 3 wins by himself, you're fucking amazing. You're amazing. And that's what we've seen year in, year out with Mike Tomlin. You give that man the Chargers roster, we're talking Super Bowl. Because we've seen it in the past. And that's the
He had the
difference.
Chargers roster, and they didn't go to the Super Bowl.
When did what
You talking about when they had
talking about Big
Le'Veon
Ben,
Bell
Le'Veon,
and
and Antonio
AB
Brown.
and Big Ben, and they was throwing all them points on the board, and they had a good defense because Pittsburgh always has a good defense. What was the Super Bowl's then, FIFO?
I think they're just in the middle of a rebuild, and that's what we're going to see. And I think because they're in the middle of a rebuild, everybody's coming against Tomlin now. So the thing now, Mike Tomlin, I hate to make this comparison, but it's the only one I got. You know how it's cool now to hate on Eminem? Ain't that what people saying?
Mhm.
This is what it is with Tomlin. That's where we are right now.
When's the last time Ken brought up Eminem as a reason to support a black man? You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about. This is the excuses that we
This is
get.
no excuse.
I've
I'm just
never heard
pointing
Ken bring
out.
up Eminem to talk about a black
Nick,
man conversation.
Let me ask you this.
It's true.
Is Mike Tomlin a better head coach than Zach Taylor? Yes or no?
No. What?
All right.
Stop
No,
that,
no,
bro. Stop
don't even
that.
entertain
Stop
that.
that.
Don't even entertain that.
Man.
It's
Tell
Josh
me
Allen.
how he is.
Well,
Bro.
why do you got a ring? Where's Zach Taylor ring at? Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. Is Josh Allen living off of that Chiefs playoff game
Yes,
performance? through the-
100%.
Absolutely.
All
No,
right.
he's not.
Yes,
No,
yes,
he's
he
not.
is.
No, he's not.
100%.
And Yes, he talent, is. white man talent.
He's living. Josh Allen is living off the fact that he's the savior of Buffalo. He's the greatest quarterback
Nah.
they've had since Jim
He's
Kelly.
living off the excuse me. He's living off the fact that that was arguably one of the greatest games that motherfucker ain't nobody talking to you. He's living off the fact that was arguably one of the greatest games in football history. Let's be honest. It's one of the greatest games ever. And he's living off that hype. And he has that white man luck to him. Look, he's big, he's strong, he could throw the rock, he could run the rock. We haven't seen a guy like him outside of Ben Roethlisberger, but he wasn't that athletic. That's what he's living off of hype. He's not living off of results. Because what's the result? Have you been to a Super Bowl? No. What's the result?
What was the result in that game?
Loss.
Okay.
Hey, which game was greater to you? That game, the game against the Rams, Patty against the Rams,
50, like the
Yeah.
Jared Goff and the Rams,
or
Patty.
the one against Lamar Jackson that year? You remember that game?
Yeah. Because him and Lamar was throwing cross body, fucking
Yeah,
40-yard.
it was
shit.
crazy.
It was ridiculous. To me, the playoff game, because it was a playoff
I was
game.
gonna say take the playoff game out of it. The game.
The game, that one, because it went to OT.
Mm.
It went to OT.
All right. Communists, will the Dame to Miami Heat trade go through?
No,
It's gonna have to.
it won't.
You don't think so?
Yeah.
Nah.
Why not?
Why would the Blazers do it?
Yeah.
Why we got?
What's the incentive for the
Blazers?
Blazers?
Nothing about you, bro.
You always talk about both sides of the trade, people. So
who
explain
cares?
that.
You don't wanna play here
So
no
explain
more.
that to me, please.
So the thing is that you can't go into training camp and going into the season with a disgruntled superstar on the roster because he's not going to show up. He's not going to do anything.
Well, they got the new rules now. They got to play. Like he can't sit down. Like the team would get fined. So either they're gonna have to trade him or make him play.
And they're going to trade him.
If you were did you see the new rule?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
You can't sit down two players.
Yeah,
if
you made an all-pro team or an all-star team within the last 3 years, you can't sit down with another player, and you can't do it for consecutive games.
Yep.
The first fine is $500,000. Every other game in perpetuity is $1 million. So ain't no more sitting down.
Yeah. So my thing is this. That's the reason why Dame has the leverage. The organization has to make the move.
Why won't I just trade him somewhere he don't want to go though?
Where are you gonna trade him?
Whoever gives me the best deal. I'm not trading you to Miami just because you want to go.
But that's the thing. There's not other teams really trying to stir this pot because they know that they're not gonna have Dame for 2 years because he's under contract for this year and 1 more year.
Yeah.
So they know that he's not gonna be there long term.
So you think yes?
Yeah, he's gonna get moved to Miami.
And you think no?
I don't think it'll go through.
I don't think it gets done until maybe All-Star weekend. But the more and more I look at it, like there's no incentive for the Blazers to trade him to Miami. Miami's not going to give him the best offer.
Sheldon,
Who is then?
I lean
OKC.
towards that, like that way.
OKC can give him the best offer.
You're not going to goddamn OKC.
all right. Brandon Lloyd or Anquan Bolden?
That's a good one. I love Anquan
Anquan.
Bolden.
Anquan Bolden on
Anquan.
I love Anquan Bolden.
Do y'all remember Anquan Bolden's first professional game?
Are you
The
talking
man
about
went like 12 catches.
Was he with Arizona that draft?
Yeah.
Okay. Anquan Bolden with Arizona was a
It was
dog.
ridiculous.
Even when he went to Baltimore, he was still dogging. But as Arizona,
Yep. And people forget he was a quarterback in Florida State.
Mm-hmm.
So that dude,
The thing about Anquan Bolden, he was
I
a
didn't know
big
that.
body,
he was a
big
monster.
body. He wasn't
I
an
love
explosive athlete, positioning and just fucking knocking little dudes out they way.
Larry Fitzgerald took a lot of spotlight during that time, but niggas need to remember Anquan Bolden was a dog.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
They was a
Yeah.
it reminded me
raised
of like,
him.
those. It
Mhm.
was like those underrated 1-2 punches like Roddy
Yeah.
White and Julio Jones. you know what I'm
100%.
saying? Like those are the
100%.
ones that you
Yeah.
don't remember like that.
Yep. Shout out to Brandon Lloyd though.
Adrian Wells. How about them Cowboys?
Yeah.
Up family, how y'all
Yeah,
doing?
Adrian.
What up, Adrian?
Yes, sir, Adrian.
Oh Lord.
America's team, baby.
Left hand up. Who are we? The Commanders.
Oh,
I did
man.
not know we had Commander fans. Okay,
Why is it?
that's
Is it Mike's burner?
cool.
Lou
Mike
Dallas,
T-Town,
Lou Dallas, how gonna have it's gonna turn pea stain yellow by the end of the season.
I'm wearing this every week.
Yeah, I want you to when they bounced out by the 49ers once again.
Nick Saban has 1 foot into retirement. Warren Hustle.
Warren Hustle, you're correct, man. A lot of those old coaches are going to find their way out, i.e. Mike Krzyzewski, because these new NIL rules.
Even dude from Syracuse, who's the head coach, the
Boeheim,
basketball coach.
Oh yeah, Jim Boeheim.
Yeah, Jim
He
Boeheim.
retired.
I heard
Yeah,
him on
all-
Dan
all
Patrick
the
say
old
it
heads,
was,
man.
this was way too much for him. He was like,
Yeah.
it was too different. Everything that they had to keep up with.
That- yeah.
Nick Saban, 74 years old. I didn't even realize that. He's the second
Mhm.
oldest
Oh yeah, yep.
coach in college football behind Mac Brown. And
Yep.
who knew Mac Brown was still
Yeah, I
coaching
didn't know Mac
football,
Brown
bro?
was still coaching.
Mac
Yeah.
Brown is in North Carolina,
Yeah, he's
bro.
a
He's
coach.
75
That's
years old. That's
Yep.
crazy.
Yep. But they're losing their way of coaching and the way they're used to.
And they should
Running
respect
things.
that too, though. It's like it's over. Like
It's
that era,
hard
like,
when you're an
bro,
old
get
head.
it
It's
out.
like telling
If
people
you get-
slavery over. The first couple years. That
My
took
thing,
Yeah.
come on, you ain't got to use slavery. When talking about black
But it
people.
makes sense if you 70 something
My
else.
thing
I
is-
mean, how else can you control a whole group of black people, bro? You get a chance to
Gotta
make
go
them
with what
run
they
up-
know.
They get to
Gotta
run
go
up and
with
down
what
the
they
field.
My
Hey,
thing is,
shit, this is
like,
good old days for them.
when you one of them top paid college coaches in the state, you missed the nigga in the state. It's hard to get with that Mr. Nigga title.
Mm-hmm. Saban gonna be Mr. Nigga forever though.
No, he is, but here's the thing, right? Like we got guys like Dion that are stealing the show, and let's be honest, like Dion is doing this at Colorado, like he's not doing that at
Here we
LSU.
go with
He-
the Deion shit.
He's not doing it at Auburn. So guys like that are going to be pushing older guys like that out.
Yeah.
He
It's
just
a new
can't
way.
compete.
Deion's
Yeah.
gonna be gone in like 2
It-
years.
it-
As soon as his son
That-
get to the
but that's the thing, Ken. That's
NFL,
what
bro.
I'm saying. Like, I hope Dion keeps that same energy.
He
I don't
won't.
want him to finish his
Once
contract.
Shador in the NFL, he's done.
I don't want him to finish his contract with Colorado. He give him 2 winning seasons like you did with Jackson State. You can bounce your ass out to the NFL. From then on, I'll be like, all right, Dion was the same. Like, he kept it the full being either way. No matter if he was with the black or white, he on the upward.
Told you he gonna have more
Man,
wins than toes.
I'll take Dion in Dallas next year.
Dion ain't going to
If
Dallas.
Mike McCarthy don't do what he's supposed
Dion
to
going
do.
to Vegas.
Tweets open doors with all the big names on the team. Bosa, Matt, Derwin James. How's the Chargers defense so terrible? Lastly, why do the football guys hate New York? Yeah, I do not know. I do not know
Because
what
football
happened,
wasn't
bro.
made in the North.
That was
That's why.
crazy what happened to Aaron Rodgers. They just hyped up all this shit for nothing.
I don't
I
know.
wanted to see this shit, bro.
Which was worse though, the Giants lost or Aaron Rodgers going down?
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
Because I wanted to see it. I wanted to see what happens. I wanted to see if one of y'all. I wanted to see if y'all were going to be right about Aaron Rodgers. We don't get a chance to see that.
Did the video pause?
Did it?
It ain't showing up there no much. What he said.
No, they said what happened to the screen.
It ain't.
Dang, Cam.
Oh shit! What the fuck? We just talking to nobody?
Dang, Cam.
Yeah, the screen paused.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear us?
Testing.
Yeah, because they said they can hear, but it's frozen.
Okay. It looks like something going on with the thingamajig. Okay. Let me through these things real quick. You guys can't even see them. With all the big names on. Oh yeah, I already read that one. Who would you depend on to catch at least 5 passes of your life depending on it? Kadarius Toney or 2008 Ted Ginn?
Give me 2008 Ted Ginn.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Passes?
Yeah, it's better than
I don't know, man.
or
Give me
KT.
Ted
Ginn. Give me anybody.
Y'all see them clips of Ted Ginn dropping all them passes?
I
that
ain't.
year, man.
It was
crazy.
bad.
video.
It was bad, but I saw it in one game. Kadarius Toney do that about the same amount.
Yeah, I'll take Kadarius.
Oh, they can see the super chats.
One main takeaway in week 1 is the bad OL pass protection play. There was a total of 95 sacks this past week. Good for 3 sacks per team. That's crazy. Are QBs holding onto the ball too long and extending plays?
Week one, you know, a lot of these quarterbacks didn't play ball at all in the preseason. So this was, in essence, a preseason game for some. And it's going to take a second to get the synergy, the rhythm down, and get acclimated to game speed because practice is not game speed.
Nah, we're not going to see real football until week 3, week 4. That's when we're really going to see, okay, we're in rhythm. Like, we done worked out the kinks. Like, we're going to, you know.
Dak has thrown 12 interceptions. Hey. That's when we're going to be there.
Michael Thomas Riddick. Shannon said all those passes were supposed to be 3-step drops, and he gets the ball out, and he was holding the ball. The O-line did the proper chop blocks. A-Rod messed up.
What game?
We back on.
Yeah, just the Giants.
That Giant.
I mean,
that's the Jets game.
Devastated Jets fans stopping by, pouring one out for the fans for Rodgers. Keep up the great work, guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, I felt so bad for Manny, bro.
Yeah.
Was
like,
Manny was
because
one of my homeboys is a Jets fan too, bro. And it's like
his Mets was terrible.
They were saying the build up for that, like the 30 seconds from him running out the flag and then to the time frame of him messing his knee up is like the highest low, the highest sports ever.
He's used to the Mets doing that shit.
Yeah, but this
was like
that's what I'm saying.
Like,
bro.
people
that's what I'm saying.
So
he was used to the
Super
Jets
Bowl.
doing it too. So what I'm saying is he went from the Mets having the highest payroll to dropping and losing it all to saying, well, I got Aaron Rodgers, so I got something to look forward to. And to lose him out the 4 plays.
One series out of it. And we didn't even talk about when we were talking about it. He's 40 years old. He might not come back from this.
And then people
it's
are saying
over.
That even when he was saying
it might
about
be over for him.
It's a possibility, but
he was already talking retirement before.
Yeah, but when you play at the level he's played at, how many MVP? You're not going out like this.
But you don't want to.
You don't want to, but
at 40 years old, after torn ACL coming back trying next year, Zach Wilson might look better than you. Now, how you gonna take that?
Not throwing
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Zach Wilson will never look better than Aaron Rodgers.
Over for Aaron Rodgers.
Nah.
Like it was already on the fence. It was on the fence going into this season.
Spike, I'll put it to you like this. I will take A-Rod coming back from an Achilles over Dak Prescott. Tell me no.
No.
You tripping.
No, not at all. Before the Achilles, I might have took him, but not after the Achilles.
Would you take Zach Wilson or Trey Lance?
Ain't
no matter.
If I were the Jets, I'd try to get Trey Lance over Zach.
Look.
If I were the Cowboys, I don't want either one.
Look, I've shouted out this YouTube channel, JT O'Sullivan's Quarterback School. He breaks down every quarterback performance. I love how he does it. I'm not part of his Patreon, but he was talking about Trey Lance, and I had to change my opinion because he's not seeing the game at the level he needs to see it at, even if you make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? But JT O'Sullivan calls them turn downs, right? Where obviously you have certain reads, and in the NFL, open is different than college open, different than high school open.
Oh, yeah.
And you have to anticipate a lot of throws. Trey Lance is just not seeing it. He does not have the anticipatory traits of what's required of a quarterback at the NFL level. He just does not have it. Not saying he can't.
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance,
Because he's not
Shout
a
out
professional quarterback.
to Oblivion Radio for being a member for 23 months.
Appreciate you, Blue.
Brennan Irvin, man, can we talk about how the Bengals got destroyed on Sunday?
Woo! What happened, Nick? Woo!
Destroyed.
Don't
82
put me-
What happened?
Don't put me on video. Don't
What
do that.
happened?
Don't do
Nah,
that.
I ain't got you on video. What happened?
The
82
Browns.
yards
The
is
Browns.
nuts.
The Browns happened. Burrow looked
What
rusty.
that mean?
Bro. Burrow looked rusty. We don't have a good record.
Because the Browns haven't made the playoffs in how many years now?
Y'all the second best team in Cleveland.
Pickett.
I mean, in
Kenny
Ohio.
Pickett had 232 yards.
Oh, did he win?
No,
Oh, okay.
Still had
What
230.
the hell you talking about?
he
Yeah,
had
232.
over twice
If
the
he ain't win,
yards.
if he ain't win with, all I'm saying is that in no way in hell you picking Kenny Pickett over Burrow. And second of all, we started off 2-3 last season.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where did we end up at, Shelton?
That's
AFC
true.
Championship. We was last four teams in the league
That's true.
when it came down to it.
Are you gonna be last for this year?
I ain't worried about it. I ain't gonna say
Oh,
all
you're
that.
not worried. Okay.
I ain't worried about it.
Vibes and stuff. Josh Allen might be on the spectrum. This
Oh shit!
Hey, man, after that interview on Monday night, that is a fair assessment.
his decision making is
That's a
baffling.
fair
People look at
assessment,
that
bro.
one playoff performer as what he could be instead of what he is. This generation's Jay Cutler.
Ooh,
Damn,
that's
that's
pretty
a
good.
Ooh, that's a
That is-
good.
yeah,
that's
that
a that's a
good.
mean ass
That's
comparison.
pretty good right there.
A rich man's Jay Cutler.
That's really good.
Jay Cutler with legs.
Well, actually, not. He didn't even got to be rich because Jay Cutler went to an NFC Championship game and he lost. I think that's when he was on the bike.
Packers Bears, yeah.
Yeah. The
When he was on the bike, yeah. When he got hurt or whatever the fuck happened to him, and we was like, why he wasn't going in the
Right
game
when he go back
on
when he
the
was on the bike.
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So he may. Damn, that may be
Yeah,
good.
that was
was
a moment,
crazy.
bro. That shit was crazy.
That was
And
yeah.
he was
Chicago.
over there like-
Chicago was.
He was
done
over
with
there
it.
like,
It was
fuck
a
it.
wrap,
He might as well been.
That was
throwing
after he
little
got the
fingers to
bag
camera,
too.
dude.
He just
Yeah.
did.
He got the bag.
He got the bag too.
What happened to the traveling corner?
Oh,
Nobody want to
So-
do that no more.
no. This is the reason why when we did DBs, I put Patrick Surtain over Sauce Gardner.
Sauce play zone.
Sauce plays zone.
Yeah.
The best wide receiver. You saw what they did, right? Anytime Diggs was on that right hand side,
DJ Reed?
Sauce locked them up.
Mhm.
Oh,
Every time
'cause
that
he's
Sauce
killing
locked them
Reed,
up,
bro.
then they put
On
they
the
put him
left,
on
or in the
DJ
slide,
Reed's side.
motion.
Yep. They
I-
moved him to the
I
other
didn't even
side.
think this was a call that they even called anymore, but it was
Offensive
offensive pass
pass
interference.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
damn, Sauce was draped over him. I won't say that Sauce locked them up because there were some plays that
Yeah, he got
Diggs got on.
It was still competitive.
but it was competitive.
It
You know what I'm
wasn't
saying?
like-
Like,
no,
100%.
Yeah.
that's why they kept moving Diggs around.
Yeah, but in our top five, that's the reason why I put Surtain there because Surtain will move. Sauce don't. That's the only difference.
I'm not gonna disagree.
You know what I'm saying? Just like with Richard Sherman back in the day with the Legion of Boom. That man played one of the sides. I can't remember which side. He just played one side. So to me, yeah, you could be top 3, top 4, but number 1, and you're not shutting down that guy. We saw Darius Slay last year against Justin Jefferson lock that man up and move around the field with that one guy. To a top corner, that's what he do. And I'm not saying that's Sauce's fault. I'm not saying that. That is the scheme. That is what the coaches ask of him. I get it. But you can't be number 1 in my book if you not following the number 1 receiver.
Man.
So you got to be a stick cornerback
My thing is this.
for you to be number one.
I
They gotta
feel like
follow.
this, and I think this is partly coaching over just the player themselves. But in a situation like that, the adjustment was to move Diggs around, get him off of Sauce. Well, shit, if I'm the hey, it don't matter. Sauce,
I gotta
hey,
coach you.
it's fourth quarter. Hey, lock that shit up. We got to win the game. That's what you do. And until I see that, I can't put Sauce number 1.
They won the game. So.
I
Yeah.
feel you.
Stephen A.
On some
Smith.
lucky ass shit.
Watson. Oh, so you like the announcer? Watson still has a higher ceiling than Joe Burrow.
That's crazy,
Bro, yo,
That's fine. I
higher
guess.
ceiling. What ceiling?
What does
you
that
talking
even
about?
mean? Like,
Yeah, I don't know. He might be talking about some other crazy stuff,
Yeah.
bro. Oh shit! I don't know, man. I don't know what.
Yeah, we
shit, I
talking
don't know.
football.
Don't
In all
sound like you talking
honesty,
football.
what has Deshaun Watson ever done to make you say he got a
Right.
higher ceiling than Joe Burrow?
yeah, I think Joe Burrow could potentially.
Vaulted ceiling?
I think Joe Burrow could hit another gear that we haven't seen Deshaun Watson hit in NFL. But I think they're both in the same echelon of
They are. At
quarterback.
one time, I think Watson was, but
Yeah.
that's over.
Now,
That's-
yeah.
that's over
Watson
with.
has to
He's
potentially
nowhere-
get back to it. I don't know if he's that anymore.
Yeah, he's nowhere near as relaxed as he used to be. So.
Mm-mm. But
He looked like he could use a massage.
Give it to me straight. Speaking of massages, give it to me straight, y'all. Pause. Is Jordan Love just gonna do us Bears fan dirty for the next 15 years?
Yeah.
Yep.
Probably
Yeah.
10. Yeah.
Absolutely not. Oh, Jordan Love. I thought y'all were talking about.
I
Justin
fuck
Fields.
with Jordan Love.
I was about to say he about to be gone.
I
They
picked him
pick
in
the
the
Fields
I
out
picked
of
him in
there.
the Madden League
Yeah.
for a reason. I fuck with Jordan Love. I think they're gonna be good.
They
I
gonna
think
be
I think Green Bay got
finna
their
get
new
another
franchise
quarterback
quarterback.
whooping their ass for the next
Yeah.
10 years, man. Sorry for the Bears, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for Justin Fields. That play calling was horrendous.
It was.
Yeah.
He had a nice throw though.
You know what's
For that
crazy?
touchdown.
He's sorry.
If Love
Damn,
pans
look.
out,
He's sorry. Justin Fields sorry.
What
He's
the-
Right wing Lou don't like no
sorry.
black
Dang.
QBs.
Gosh.
He don't even like
except
that.
Patty.
I
Except
like,
Patty.
I like.
He half white.
Who?
I like
He like the white side of Patty.
Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, one of my favorite quarterbacks. But no, man, Justin Fields is sorry, bro. Like,
All right, man. We ain't doing this, bro.
We,
We
Hold
nah,
on.
we
If
had
Jordan
enough.
Love
Oh, go
is
ahead.
the guy,
There you go. Read the next one.
hold on. If Jordan Love is the guy, what's crazy is Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love. That's like 30 plus years of quarterbacking.
Yeah.
They only have 3 quarterbacks in 30. Shit, you can't even say that about the Colts.
None. No other organization.
Mike Lou was at that KKK meeting with Jerry Jones.
I think
Sure
I saw
was.
him. I think I
That's
saw
where he
him
got
now.
that hat. Jerry Jones gave it to
is he
him.
talking about the comments that came out there? Did y'all see that?
Mm-mm.
Nah, we ain't even get
Oh.
into that, but that's wild with Trotter. And last one, Chief Miyagi. Steelers are not good enough to go deep in playoffs yet. Not bad enough to get a top pick.
That's it.
They're
Agreed.
stuck
It's the
being
worst place to
average
be at.
unless
Yes.
Pickett in this offense.
That's how the
vastly
Hawks
improve.
were in basketball.
But you know what the difference is as to why they can't get a top? Mike Tomlin. Nick, it ain't the offense.
He's the common denominator.
I'm not saying Mike Tomlin is a terrible coach. All I'm saying is that at some point in time, you got to get to the playoffs and win some playoff games, especially with the Steelers brand.
I feel you. I'm not disagreeing, but let's be honest. He's not winning a Super Bowl, Kenny Pickett, unless he gets multiple,
So he's
top free agents, and then they can build a whole thing around him. But like Kenny Pickett pulling that offense, like they don't got enough weapons
what
yet.
you got, Ken?
Do you expect Tomlin to win a Super Bowl with Kenny Pickett?
No.
Okay.
You can ask me in general. Do I
You
expect
expect him to
Tomlin
win another Super Bowl?
No.
If he gets a
Not
quarterback,
with not with
expect
the
Zach
Taylor? I don't
not
know
with the Steelers.
Do you expect Zach Taylor?
I
to
don't
win?
know. Even if he left the Steelers and win another team, I don't think Tomlin's going to win another Super Bowl.
I think Tomlin can.
I mean,
Shit,
he
I don't
can.
know where.
Depends on where he goes.
Put Tomlin with the Chargers.
It really just depends on where he
Put
goes.
Tomlin with the
You're not
Chargers.
going to win with the
It's
Chargers,
not
bro.
with the Chargers because you don't have a winner at quarterback. We already established that.
Shit.
We already established. How many head coaches is it going to take, or how many coordinators is it going to take for us to realize Justin Herbert ain't that guy?
Justin Herbert is that guy.
How many close games he got to
How
lose?
to be that guy.
How many close games he got to lose?
I
for
gotta
us?
win one.
I just think Tomlin being like right here in this middle of the road type thing isn't good for him because you have people like Nick who's like,
Don't
what
do
are you
that.
doing? And then you have people that's trying to defend him against people like Nick. And we're like, well, he's still getting to the playoffs and maybe losing in round
My
one or
thing is
whatever.
like the energy
It's
we
just
have
like,
for Bill
You can't
Belichick.
win.
The energy we have for Bill Belichick. Why don't we have that for Mike Tomlin? That's the
What
same
energy
thing.
people have for Bill Belichick?
The
'Cause I'm
same
not
shit that
seeing
I'm
it.
saying. This nigga has not been win. He does not win. The last playoff game they got blown
They've
out, just
kinda
like
done it.
Tomlin. They haven't made the playoffs in the last
Bill
a
made
year-
the
over a year and a
playoffs
half.
just like Tomlin has made
Tomlin
the playoffs
hasn't
over the
exactly.
last
I'm just
couple
saying,
years.
like
They're
they got,
mirroring each other.
they're calling for Bill Belichick's job after the season.
I have not seen that.
If they didn't lose, if
Who's
they're
they?
The
Nick.
streets.
Because your
That
dad
shit
shit
ain't
is not the
happening,
same
bro.
thing
I'm
I'm
telling
looking
you,
at.
Same
bro,
people he said
Boston
calling for Mike
fans
Tomlin's job.
You can't go from Tom Brady to Mac Jones and be cool with losing for all that time in between. The Pats used to be losing all the time. Then they had their dynasty run. Now they're used to winning. They're not winning anything. Mac Jones is obviously, we don't even have to question that. Worst quarterback in their division if Aaron Rodgers was still healthy, correct. They arguably have one of the worst quarterbacks in the conference. He's definitely not a top 10 quarterback because we went all through our top 10s and we did not have Mac Jones. You know what I'm saying? We didn't even have Kenny Pickett, and most people, even probably Lou, would say Kenny Pickett is better than Mac Jones.
Hell no. You could, in my opinion, this is my opinion. You can win with Mac Jones if you put the right pieces around him.
That's anybody.
That's not anybody because you can't win with Kenny Pickett with the right pieces around that man.
Mac Jones looks solid this weekend. Though.
Mac Jones is a solid
He almost
quarterback.
here's the
Mac
thing,
almost beat them.
Yeah, he really did.
Mac Jones
Yeah,
is
Boutte
very
get his
much
feet down.
Jimmy G.
All right. Well, anyway, here's the thing. I think those people you're talking about, Nick, and then we got to get out of here, have enough sense to know that Mac Jones isn't Brady. And if they have that much sense to know that, then they should have reasonable expectations from Bill Belichick and this team.
So how long they got to wait?
They're in the middle of a rebuild. They got to find the guy. Look how long it took them to even find Brady,
They're
bro.
not
They
gonna-
had Drew
they're not
Bledsoe
gonna
and
give
all the
Belichick-
guys.
Only time fans give people coaches and that front office leeway is if they consistently keep making good moves, right? When Belichick brought in two defensive coordinators and said one's gonna play offense, one's gonna do defense, they was like, all right, this nigga got too far. He got too drunk with power. What the fuck is we doing? And then they had a shitball season.
But was that your stance last year? Because I remember vividly, I was the only one talking about that shit was fucking very questionable.
And
that shit
and
can
I-
work
and I said-
because he Bill Belichick this, that, and the third.
And you're right. And what happened, FIFO? He proved me. He proved me what?
No, he proved you wrong because you
Exactly. And so
said,
why?
you said, no, you said he could win like that because he's Bill Belichick.
And
And
he
I said that
didn't.
shit was highly questionable, and I was right.
I-
And you was hella wrong. Now you trying to take that and really use it, Nick.
What I'm saying is I was wrong on that because in Belichick I trust because so far he led them to the promised land. But then he started fucking up, and it's like accountability has to come forward. The same shit that we talked about.
Accountability should have happened when he signed a defensive coordinator to play
But
offense.
we let him cook.
No, you let him cook.
Well, I mean the league.
And that was your fault.
I'm saying
just like Robert Kraft.
I'm just saying we let him cook as far as we let us see it happen and see how far his genius can go. Obviously, he need to rein that shit back in, which is what he's trying to do while he bring back Bill O'Brien.
Well, a lot of people that I think they're saying that they're trying to get him up out of there. So
Bro, I got niggas in Boston, yo. Saying
that's what Marty's saying. So I don't know.
Niggas in Manchester, you know what I'm
So
saying?
I think they're mad about the pick of Mac Jones, but it's just like, who are they gonna fucking pick?
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
I honestly think Belichick wanted Justin Fields to fall to him, and I want to give a shout out to 9512 who said he called Justin Fields Busting Fields.
Oh, wow.
Pause.
All right,
But
man.
it's-
All right, that's
hilarious.
enough.
Right.
That's enough. You gotta go
Holy
too damn
smokes.
far. We're not gonna slander the black man like that. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I think Bill's gonna retire and just get out of there. I think he's gonna be fed enough. Yeah, I think he's at that age anyway. So yeah, I mean that's the show, y'all. So we appreciate you guys coming through, and we'll catch you guys next week for week 2.
Yes, sir.
All right, we out. Peace.
Peace.
Wait. Did I leave a chat? Hold on, let me make sure I didn't. Oh yeah. I just left it on start. We out. Bye.